already. No good news.
No good. Again.
We're here. The Reverend.
Yeah, and Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben.
Back again. A couple of days before the election.
Yep. And this is what we're going to address. We're going to talk about the different parties. We'll talk this. Everybody's manifesto that they've released. All the details, the important parts of what they promised to everybody, and probably won't deliver. But that's what usually happens.
Well, no, it's all lies though. Anyway.
Yeah, but just just for the people that really, really take it to heart, we're gonna go through it and we're gonna compare, and we're gonna put our own. We're gonna put a little bit of our own, our own charm and flair onto it, a little bit of sauce onto it, make it a bit more enjoyable. Yeah. So without any further ado,
let's get into it. And these are their manifesto. Remember, buried in the Conservative manifesto a couple years back was the pledge to have a referendum on the EU.
which
People felt so compelled to do. So I'm just saying, keep that in mind when you hear some of the promises they're making this time round. But yeah. Anyway, cool.
Okay, we're gonna start off with arguably the most pressing topic, Brexit.
Let's get Brexit done. I have heard that too many times. I can even take on his voice right now, man. It's actually mad.
If you follow him on Twitter, you'll see every day or so he'll remind you we've got X amount of days. We've got X minus 1 amount of days to get Brexit done. We've got X minus 2 days to get Brexit done.
Every single debate he's been on has been let's get Brexit done.
You see, and then online he's posting pictures of himself with cute dogs or coloured people, or just man. This guy, I love it though. I appreciate the hustle. He's reminding us. He's shown us that he's serious about it. He hasn't forgotten about us. He hasn't forgotten about it.
Man's trying to get every single vote he can. I remember seeing one of their adverts, and there must have been 2 or 3 families, and all the families were some interracial family, yeah. And I'm just there bro, how much did they even pay you to come on this advert, man? First of all, this is the most I've ever seen black people on the Conservative. Just anything. And I'm just there really?
Oh,
you really going to play this card? All right, fair enough, run up to the election. I hear that. It's a game. The game's a game.
Yeah. Everyone needs to buy presents for Christmas, man. You need that extra P. Okay, yeah, so the Conservatives, they're really about this Brexit thing. Before Christmas, they're trying to come through with a Brexit deal, a Brexit agreement, and then they want us to be out of the EU before the 31st of January.
Yeah, I guess I can see that there's no cap there.
No.
That's probably the one thing here that there's no cap about is Brexit.
Yeah, that's the one thing, and that's the one thing you can see, and you have every reason to believe that they're willing to do it.
They're going to do this.
Yeah. So fair enough. Conservatives, get Brexit done. I guess it's full steam ahead. Let's just tear off the band-aid. So if you want to look at it like that, and Brexit is the most pressing issue for you personally. To be honest, is Brexit really that important? On a personal level for you or for most people, is Brexit really that important? As not thinking about your future, but thinking about your right now. How important is Brexit in regards to how you're going to eat tomorrow or how you're going to eat?
No, for real.
Yeah, you know the point I'm trying to make. It's
yeah, especially when parties like the Conservatives are making such a they're polarizing the whole argument.
That's the only thing they're looking at
to be Brexit.
Yeah,
it's we'll talk about everything else after we get Brexit done. Do you know what I'm saying? All them other people, you guys living in austerity, this, that. Yeah, after we get Brexit done, so just put me in charge, or I'll do this thing, and then obviously I'll come back for you. Is what he's saying, but okay.
That's crazy. People need to eat at this time of the year. People need money. They need to eat.
That's
food.
what I'm saying. Most people aren't even bothered about Brexit. They're trying to make ends meet. They're trying to buy Christmas gifts for their kids. They're trying to probably just put a meal on the table, kind of thing. No one really cares about Brexit and this withdrawal agreement and everything. And I was just thinking,
everyone's getting fed up with it. You can sort of see okay. We've been drilled in the ears with this for how long? Maybe almost 4 years. It's got
people still. If you ask the average person, not even ask the average person. If you ask probably a sample pool of 10 people,
Yeah.
what is Brexit? I'm sure they'll give you 10 different answers. As
Yeah.
in,
Yeah,
4 years on, no one knows what the hell Brexit is.
Yeah.
You got Boris Johnson saying, "Oh, let's get Brexit done." You got Lib Dem saying, "Let's stop Brexit." You got Nigel Farage saying, "God, none of this is Brexit in the first place." It's all mad.
Oh man, it's funny.
Like, I don't understand. This whole fucking Brexit thing is just the most pointless, unnecessary, unsolvable. Like, it's not even like it didn't even have an answer. Like, the question, it didn't even make sense itself. Like, what was the reason people were voting to leave? Like, that. Anyway,
Okay.
let's get back into these people's manifestos, innit? 'Cause I don't want to be polarized by Brexit.
Okay, we look at Labour, and interestingly, people choose to look at it. Choose to look at Jeremy Corbyn in the sense of, oh, he hasn't picked a side for Brexit. He's not, he hasn't said he wants to leave. He hasn't said he wants to stay. And I can see why they do that, but at the same time, it's very much. I look at it in the sense of, okay, Brexit is not necessarily the most important thing to him. You know what I'm saying? He's actually thinking about real people and the situations that they're in. I.e., people need to eat. People need people need shelter. People need to survive. You understand what I'm saying?
Like, I understand what because obviously they're trying to get at this guy any way they can, innit? So they were
any way they can.
Yeah, he hasn't picked a side. It shows a lack of leadership. Yeah, it's true. I think honestly, from the get go, he should have said, "Fuck you guys, I'm not picking a side."
Yeah,
why am I gonna pick a side?
But the problem with that is that he's gonna alienate, because he needs people to know that he isn't. He can't. That's showing everyone his hand, innit? He's kind of alienating a bunch of people that sort of think, okay, maybe he might be on this, or he might be on that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know. Like in the back of your head, you're thinking, okay, if this happens and he's not going to stop it, maybe he's for Brexit. Or if this happens and he's trying to change it,
well, that's what it is. Because then people don't know what side they're fighting for, what side he's fighting for.
Exactly.
And I think that's a big deal. Obviously, yeah.
It is a problem in some ways, but I also think it's one of his biggest strengths, because, like you say, people will vote for him. Some people will vote for him in hope. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in hoping, oh, he's not ready for Brexit, or he's he really actually wants Brexit, and it will help him with those kind of those people who are not really. They don't want to vote Conservatives, and they don't want to vote Lib Dems, but there's. I'm going on, but yeah, he hasn't shown everybody his whole hand, and with that he can pull some votes from each side, so it helps him in that sense, I think. And also the fact that he's not really focused. He's not really focused on Brexit the same way the Lib Dems have focused on Brexit and the Conservatives have focused on Brexit.
Yeah, those are the two parties of Brexit. Anyway, let's finish. So the Conservatives, they said, okay, they're doing a thing before January, and they're saying they negotiate a trade deal agreement with the EU27 next year and refuse to extend the Brexit transition period beyond 2020. So yeah, they're really just trying to get the fuck out of the EU.
Yep.
It says negotiate a trade deal agreement next year. Okay, that's probably not going to happen. No, because realistically, they've gone through this whole period of 4 and whatever years, and they've only negotiated a withdrawal deal.
Yep.
Which just says, okay, this is how it's going to happen. This is how it's going to leave. Yeah. There's no what's going to happen afterwards. It's we'll think about that the next day. But okay, so they're saying they're going to do that before the end of 2020.
That's what they say.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I think that's a myth. Remember, listen, it wasn't too long ago Theresa May was dancing in Africa to try and get any sort of deal. Please, let's just cast our eyes back just a fair bit. It wasn't even that long ago. But anyway, and then finally it's saying legislate at the same time to underpin workers' rights, environmental protections, and consumers' rights.
That's a very, very that's not a very detailed statement, to be fair. So I don't really want to cover that.
It's not really, yeah, exactly. It's really this. It's just
doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's just basically saying, we'll look at it.
Yeah.
But, we don't expect it to get any better. No. We've not mentioned anything about any improvement.
We mentioned review.
And we'll
review it. That's all that's going to happen. So yeah, that's the Conservative fashion. That's what they do. The Liberal Democrats, they want to stop Brexit. They're not interested in Brexit. They're trying to
revoke Article 50.
Yeah. in it will seek a people's vote. But what was the referendum? If not a people's vote, was that not a people's vote?
That was, I don't even know why they're calling this a people's vote, because the other one was also a people's vote. This is like the people's vote too. It's like a little sequel or something, or I don't know, maybe it's a spin-off of the first one.
And I understand. I mean, look, if I look, I'm looking at it from a bit of a neutral standpoint, and it is a very deceiving article. I mean, it's a very deceiving thing to say that they will seek a people's vote when the people's vote has already been taken. I guess people weren't fully informed, but even with the next vote, I can't imagine people being that much more informed than they were the last time. You understand?
Do you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. How much more informed? You're banking on the majority of people being a lot more informed than you probably think they are. And realistically, some people might even just vote the same thing out of spite. Like the people, voters' intentions. Yeah. It's crazy. It's so boy. I mean, imagine if if it's the same result, then I'll be like, okay, do you know what? Fair enough. Like
that's. I reckon that will. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine it being the same result. But if it was, I reckon everybody would have to deal with it. Just okay, let's just get this thing.
Well, yeah. After that, you can't really say, nah. Listen, round 3, strike 3. Like, we need to go again. That's long.
Best out of 5.
And then, that's like when fucking Ruiz Jr. yesterday was trying to be like, yeah, round 3, and he got nervous.
Oh my word! The party plans to extend the right to vote in UK referendums and elections to EU citizens who have lived in Britain for 5 years. I don't know how I feel about
that. For more than 5 years.
Are they okay? If you've lived in this country for 5 years, are you a citizen? Are you a British citizen?
No, not necessarily.
So then, I don't think you should be allowed to vote if you're not a British citizen.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're
still EU citizens technically.
What's that?
You can still be an EU citizen, but just living here for like.
If I'm an EU citizen, does it work the same way in other countries? Like, if I live in Spain, for 5 years, can I vote in the election?
I think so. After a certain amount of time, but I'm not too sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it works that way in other countries, then okay, I wouldn't mind. I think that'll be alright. But I don't see it like that.
Yeah,
I feel like other countries.
I don't know actually. I don't know. But
you're not a national. You're not a citizen. Therefore, it's not really your place to vote. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think that should be the case. I think the actual native citizens should vote for their diplomatic agendas and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's not really fair if someone can place a vote knowing they can easily out.
Yeah,
because they're not even a citizen of this place.
Yeah. So that's a bit. I think I don't know call it immoral. I don't know about moral, but yeah, that's. They live them. They're sort of referendum. The manifesto is really set up for like a certain sector of people, like people that are really, really serious, that really, really hate the idea of Brexit and hate the idea of not allowing the free movement of people. You know what I'm saying? It's really set up for those people. So anyone who's really, really against that agenda, they're gonna. That's who the Lib Dems are looking to pull in. So I guess I sort of understand where they're coming from. I don't agree with it, but I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, I think they're very pro EU, and which is like probably a more forward thinking, like that with globalization and everything.
Yeah,
coming into the world.
That's the kind of person they're looking for. They're looking to satisfy the globalist. The globalist agenda essentially.
Yeah,
which is again
which is the right way to go generally. But what's their last point? They said they have a £50 billion Remain bonus. For fuck's sakes, to invest in public services and tackle inequality. Okay.
Remain bonus. I mean,
a Remain bonus. Why do you even phrase it like that? But okay, fair enough. It just makes it seem more more fanciful than it actually is. Like, we're just gonna get 50 billion out of a bonus that if we don't do anything, we get this money back. Which it might be true, but I never kind of take any confidence when they throw these random numbers here. They're like, it's 20 billion here, okay,
and they keep the sentences very vague as well. To invest in public services and tackle inequality. I'd like to know what they'd be doing. But
Yeah. It's not really detailed, but okay. Like you said, the main reason their main agenda is stop Brexit, whereas the Tories are let's get Brexit done.
Let's quickly move on and quickly discuss the Brexit Party. The Brexit Party, Brexit. That's nice. That's
Wait, did we discuss the Labour Party?
Labour, yeah, didn't we?
I don't even know.
Oh, okay. No, we didn't go. We didn't really touch all the points. We sort of just said.
Okay, we did. We talked about them, but we didn't talk about their I guess their manifesto points.
I mean, what else did they promise? They negotiate a new arrangement with the European Union within 3 months, involving a UK-wide customs arrangement, close alignment with the single market and protection of workers' rights.
Okay. Which is basically like the soft Brexit that was gonna be the case before.
Yeah.
And then put the New Deal to a referendum with Remain as an option. Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like anyone with half a brain can understand that Labour's stance is probably, mostly Remain. Because it makes the most economic sense. Yeah. Realistically, we don't need to shoot ourselves in the leg to grow or to unleash Britain's potential. That's like, you're starting a fucking 100-meter sprint and then you just shoot yourself in the leg. And you're like, let's unleash our potential. Certain time, other man's already finished the race. And you're there just wondering, like, why is there a hole in your shin? Like, I don't know. I think that this whole, like I said before, this whole Brexit thing was just the most unnecessary thing. But hey, people had their reasons to vote, and people
had their reasons to set up in the first place, to put in the small print in their last manifesto.
The only thing like I said, the only reason that the people's vote even deserves a rerun is because people didn't know what the hell Brexit was, and obviously people. Like, I forgot who said it. I think it was like Stephen Fry or something. He was like, people voted with their hearts and not their minds, which is true. Everyone just voted because they were pissed off about something.
But that's how people generally. That's
how
people
vote anyway. That's how voting works anyway. It's true. That's how it works.
99% of people are going to vote with their hearts. They're going to vote. People are going to vote because, like I say, I'm all about voting for my issues. What is affecting me at this time in my life, you understand? But a lot of people, they're not really interested in it. They look around and say that, oh yeah, this person doesn't have this, or young children should go into the bus for free, or this or that. Things that don't really let me not say personally affect them, but things that don't directly affect them, like his day-to-day whatever. So I mean, I guess
that's what it is. People like,
it's a hard thing. I think personally, most people will do it anyway.
There's bare shit going on in people's lives, man. It's hard for them to really look or even care about things going on beyond their circle or what's affecting them, sort of thing. So obviously, like, people are gonna be there, like, do you know what? And obviously, they've been tackling those, I guess, less racially diverse areas, and there's always been a bit of friction between people that are natives and like foreigners, like all the time throughout history. And obviously people are going to be disgruntled at that. And then obviously if the country's not performing well overall and you're coming out of a recession, actually a recession's been a hot minute ago now. It's been over 10 years.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been a hot minute, yeah. But like people are going to feel disgruntled, they're going to feel upset or frustrated because obviously they ain't there yet or where they feel they should be, and people put that blame on to anything. No one's ready to be like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm not there because, real talk, I ain't even been pulling work these past couple years. I ain't been doing this, that. Nah, people be there saying, listen, obviously it's because my man's taking my job. Obviously, I would have been here, but certain things just worked against me. The system this, the system that, and then want to vote for a change. And I think when obviously you got posters and everything like being brought up and they're painting a certain narrative about, obviously we're getting these man in, there's this many people coming in and da-da-da-da. Obviously people are going to do...
It touches a nerve.
It touches a nerve. People are going to look at it and be like, rah. And this is my man saying this in a suit, a tie, and he's on the billboard. It must be true. He knows
what he's talking about.
You know what I'm saying? He knows what he's talking about. It must be true. Nah, say no more. They got this on a whole bus? A whole bus? Nah, it has to be true. What? When's the last time you saw something on the bus that weren't true? No, but obviously that happens as well with people, and that obviously influences a lot of the vote in a very like emotive sort of way. Where I think that's the only reason I think people now that feel hopefully they should be more well informed. There's nothing to say explicitly that these people are.
Yeah.
Like you said, they could have spent the last 3 years cheesing, doing nothing, and not even turning on the news and be like, oh shit, another referendum. Yeah, calm, let's hit that.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Same way, you got people who voted in like almost fucking 2 snap elections in the last 3 years. We had one in 2017.
Oh right, yeah.
And then we now having another one 2 years later, and then and you're complaining about the referendum, like, oh, we're gonna put another referendum to the people, and then there'll be more gridlock. Listen, bruv, we haven't even had a fucking stable parliament for God knows how many years, and how many elections have we had? Bears. There's no problem about that. You weren't telling the people, and then people are going to be angry voting again when you wanted your majority government. But hey, man, yeah, it might be another hung parliament still, man. If it is, this this whole politics thing just needs to be thrown in the bin. Start again. Just start again.
Young reset button.
And then someone just needs to hit that Control Z on the whole thing. Start again.
For my brothers and sisters in Scotland, we've not forgotten about you. The SNP, essentially Scotland wants to become. The SNP wants Scotland to become independent of the rest of the UK. Which, to be honest with me, I'm happy for them to do that.
But you know what? They say that, but then every single time, I guess Nicola Sturgeon's asked the question.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I want to hold another referendum, but I don't want the country to vote to leave. So exactly. It's mad counterintuitive. What? So she's there like, I want to vote. I want to have another referendum to basically show the people, we're voting to stay, or to reinforce the idea to stay in the UK.
Yeah,
which I don't really understand. But she wants the referendum. She wants it, but just to prove.
What, the independence? What, the one for Scotland to be independent? Or?
Yeah, from the UK.
Okay.
So basically, to leave the union.
Yeah. That's I understand that one, but then she says that she doesn't want.
She doesn't want the people to vote to leave.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. That's cool. That's SNP, isn't it? Like, that's their stance, isn't it? Fair enough. We're gonna hold a referendum, but we're telling you, we don't want you to pick this. That's essentially what they're doing.
I mean, fair enough. Maybe that was just one of her things that she. Like similar to what David Cameron had to do and put in the whole EU referendum on the table.
Exactly.
Maybe she's just there like, fuck. But then this is long, because imagine if the same people that put the whole EU referendum on the table is now coming to the SNP and slip this referendum on the table. Listen, I don't even know who to trust anymore, man. And this whole politics thing has got me fucked up, man.
This is what I'm saying. Don't think about next year or next month. Think about the person who's trying to put money in the pocket today, who's trying to make.
That's what I'm saying. And even the people today you see on TV, they're not even the people. There's someone putting money in their pockets, and even someone putting money in their pockets. But like, it's long. I don't even know what's going on.
Brexit party, they want Brexit.
They want Brexit.
They want a no deal Brexit.
They want a no deal Brexit, which they're calling a clean break Brexit.
Yeah.
And Nigel Farage says that nothing else apart from this is Brexit.
I understand what you're saying, and I slightly agree. Which is why I would personally say that. But I mean, I'm against Brexit for that reason, because I would call anything else other than that not a Brexit.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He doesn't want anything to do with the EU, realistically. He was, UK Independence Party. It kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah. So that's his own agenda. The Green Party, and really and truly, that regarding Brexit, that's really his only focus.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the party is called the Brexit Party, so I don't know. After Brexit, I don't know if they're going to have to change the name or...
That's what it does on the tin. He's probably just going to disband the party.
He's going to have to. He's going to free it. Like, yo... My work here is done.
He won't need it for anything. I reckon he'll dust out. He won't even need to be in politics anymore, because he's achieved what he's been doing, what he's been trying to do for the last 20, 30 years or so.
Yeah, but there might be because there was a thing about saying the Brexit Party won't campaign in the same constituents that the Tories are campaigning, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if that's
they're trying to save the Tory seats. Because the Tories need their seats.
The Tories,
everyone's gunning for their seats. So the Tory need as much help as the Tories in particular need as much help as possible to sustain.
This is some mad Game of Thrones or House of Cards shit, bro. Like, it's actually mad.
Have you heard everyone saying, "Oh, vote tactically, vote tactically"?
Yeah, vote tactically.
Where do you live? What area do you live? They'll be checking on the internet. Oh, you live in this area. Oh, Labour and Tory are quite close. Or Green and Tory are quite close. Hey, vote for Greens just to get the Tories out. And that's what people are doing in this election.
Yeah, it's actually mad. It's actually mad.
But yeah, let's continue this Brexit talk. The Green Party propose to hold a second referendum on Brexit and pledges the campaign to stay in the EU. Okay, cool. I guess that's Nicola Sturgeon. Isn't it? That's essentially the same thing, isn't it? We're going to hold another referendum.
Yeah.
And we're going to campaign in one way. Like, we're going to say we want to do this. I.e., want to stay in the EU. It's just like the SNP. They want to stay in the EU, and they're going to hold the Scottish.
Yeah, but they want that independence referendum. Yeah. But I still don't understand. Why. Yeah, I don't know why she really wants to prove that point. But yeah,
I mean, I understand why she wants Scotland to be away from. I know this is another segue, but I understand why she wants Scotland to be away from England or to be away from. I mean, Scotland really is not really its own country.
It's not. It's deep.
Yeah, and it's it's kind of sad because all the wealth is not distributed evenly at all.
Nope.
So it's like, okay, we're up here, we're in the cold. Let's remember, Scotland is just in some shaded area. It's cold. These people they're suffering. They're really suffering. They're struggling, and London is just grabbing all the peas, and they're throwing them crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, that's what's happening. So I understand why they want to be their own country. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I think realistically, Westminster's fucked them over, man. But
man, unbelievably, really. So does them. Wales as well. Wales has been fucked as well.
Yeah, but like I said, what really got me was the whole the 175 mil. Scott. Oh no, we'll get onto that. We'll get onto that. I was talking about Brexit before, but okay. And who else was there? That was Plaid Cymru.
Oh, forget that, man. Irrelevant party, bro. Okay, crime and justice. Ooh, a point for those of us who live in urban areas. Conservatives recruit 20,000 police officers and create 10,000 more prison places. I don't know how they intend to do that, but that just sounds like they're selling
another prison.
They're selling dreams. Oh, build another prison. Ooh,
yeah, but you can't say build more prisons because people are like, rah. It sounds worse than create 10,000 more prison places.
Tougher sentencing for some violent and sex offenders, and automatic release at halfway for most serious crimes. Prevent more foreign national offenders entering the country. Okay. And make it easier to stop and search those convicted of knife crime. But reading, that's not really how stop and search works. I don't know what. How would they do that? Make it easier to stop and search those convicted of knife crime.
Why is it like? Yeah, exactly. What do they mean by make it? Does that just mean giving more power to police officers to stop and search anybody?
Basically, that's what I'm. That's
the only way. Because when you told someone to get stopped and searched, like, what more power can you give them to make it? Like, anyway, okay.
So yeah, I mean, they're trying to get. They're not really trying to change anything in the system. It's just all right. Fair enough. The country is the way it is. Those who whatever your circumstances, whatever you've learned from a young age, if you're committing crimes, you're going to throw in the bin, and we're trying to keep you in for as long as possible.
Basically, that's basically like to the very sort of reserved, almost not middle class, but like kind of people that want to be kept to themselves. I don't want to use any demographic. The people that want to be safe. Yeah, I don't want to use any demographic, but obviously just trying to make them feel like, oh yeah, you know, anyone we think is looking a bit dodgy. Yeah, listen, don't worry about that. We locked them up. That's it. We get rid of them basically. Like even people that just look a bit dodgy. Yeah. We'll make it easier.
I personally think it's a little bit inhumane with the Conservatives to even consider that. But I guess that's their voter base anyway. Those are the people that are already going to vote for them. So, you know.
Well, exactly.
It's keeping votes. The Labour Party looking to recruit 2,000 more police officers than the Tories, so that is 22,000 police officers.
I love the way they put it like that. That's just classic dick comparing competition. You'd be like, I don't care how many you're doing at the start, but I got a bit more.
Restore prison officer numbers and reverse cuts. Okay. Eliminate institutional racial bias and make stop and search proportionate.
Preach.
That essentially means we're going to try and reduce stop and search while the Conservatives are really trying their best to ramp it up. Develop a public health approach to drugs. I do like that.
Yeah.
Review of the Prevent program. I'm not really sure what that is. I need to do some more research into that.
I'm not too sure.
And no more private prisons built. Listen.
See,
why is anyone making money off?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Of the trauma that people have suffered from a young age, committing crimes. That's just crazy to me, really. Like,
yeah, and even then,
to advocate that, that's
you're thinking, okay, there's even people like this in life that are just moving mad, and you're thinking, you know what? Let me make some peas off these man still. Like, there's a man that's been convicted of murder, a man convicted of robbery, like arson or whatever. You're just like, listen, that's peas to be made there still, bro.
If they're gonna make it private, they need to allow everybody to invest in it. You understand what I'm saying? Because usually what they say, listen, me and this guy, we've raised X amount of money. We're gonna build a prison. All the profits of the prison are gonna go to us. Da, da, da. That's.
But then it's terrible because what happens when you privatize something? Like you said, people buy shares or stocks or whatever into it. Cool. They come together for a meeting. Why are they coming to the meeting? For one reason: make more peas. How's the prison gonna make more peas? You need more man. Yeah. That's the only way it can go. Yeah. If you're gonna privatize.
If you look at America, that's basically the direction.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They were sitting down. All right, what needs to happen? All right, we're Q4. We're already up, but we need to be more. Do you know what I'm saying? So
we need the extra 10%.
And you know what I'm saying? Like last year was a good year. We were all eating. Like we need to eat some more, innit?
Listen, how else we want to get these hood niggas? Penalize them for everything. Penalize them for low bats. Penalize them for wearing Jordans. Penalize them for wearing the wrong colours. Everything, whatever you can do, whatever we can get away with, you got to penalize them. Yeah, that's the direction we're heading in. Is this what you want in Great Britain?
Man's gonna be in jail. Like, what are you in jail for? Nah, third strike of low bats, bro. The Jake's got me, bro.
Oh no.
But real talk, man. That's how they do. They lobby these dumb ideas into law.
And like you say, because their money depends on it, it doesn't matter how silly it is. As long as we're gonna make money from it, they're pushing the idea.
It's true,
they don't
bro.
Care, so yeah,
look at the peas they'd make with that low bat law and the Air Forces, bro. If you wear black Air Forces, you're going bad.
I'm in trouble then, because that's all I wear. I don't wear any other crepes apart from black Air Forces. Oh my word.
Oh shit! Oh my!
I mean, I just want to ask everyone a question: like, is this the country you want, where people are doing their best to get people into prison, like off the streets, for the smallest infringement? We don't want that, man. Just a little infringement. Nah, we don't want people being thrown into prison for nothing. No. This private prison thing, we don't agree with. We're not America. That's America's thing. Let's not follow that model.
It's true. That's what I'm saying. We need to get our identity as UK because, like, we're not America, man.
Exactly.
I don't know why you want to be America. If you go to America, you realize it's fucked. It's actually fucked. Like, it's a long way up and it looks nice, but it's a long way down as well, fam. It does not look good.
Basically, the middle ground in America is very, very, very hard to exist in.
It's true.
It's almost impossible to exist in, really. You either one or the other. Anyway, Lib Dems adopt a public health approach to the epidemic of youth violence. I think that's moving in the wrong direction, but I understand why they're doing it, because at least people think that they know what they're doing. Invest in youth services with a 500 million ring-fenced fund. It doesn't sound like that much, to be honest with me, but I guess it's still something.
Okay.
End the disproportionate use of stop and search. Okay. Introducing a presumption against short prison sentences. Against what's that? What?
Introducing a presumption against short prison sentences. I don't even know what she.
So people that are gonna go away for like 2 months or are just gonna like give them community service or something. Is that what you're trying to do?
I don't know. Maybe it sounds like it.
All right, I guess I need to read the referendum properly.
End prison sentences for the possession of drugs for personal use. Whee!
Okay. I personally believe that if somebody is using drugs for themselves, there's no reason to imprison them.
There's exactly.
There isn't any.
There's no real reason to imprison them. What they're gonna do? You're just stopping them from buying the next banners. That's what you're doing.
You put him in prison, he comes out, he's still gonna smoke.
Do you know what I'm saying? If anything, that's the first thing he's gonna do is pick up a score.
So yeah, okay, flip them. They've not on crime and crime and punishment. What do they call this? Crime and safety, or whatever. They've not done too bad, these personally, in my opinion. But yeah,
yeah. I mean,
it's not too bad.
Yeah, I think realistically, they used the word like public health as well, public health approach. Like it's all kind of diplomatic speak, kind of waffly, wishy-washy. But okay, cool. I do think stuff like, youth services and just the public sector in general needs more support. Not even just youth services, but I think the parents that are with these kids or youths need the support as well. Cause, everyone's saying about, you're a bad parent, this, that. But obviously, it's hard.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, man. They might have to be doing some madness shifts or jobs.
That's the whole thing. At the end of the day, people actually do their best. Like, to me, looking at somebody whose child's on the street, this and that person's not doing their best, maybe. But to them, it's a complete, listen, that person's working 12-hour shifts a day. They need to pay rent. They need to buy food. They can't afford to be at home looking after their son when their son finishes school. You know what I'm saying? They need to be working. So when you look at it like that, everyone really does what they think they should be doing. Everyone does try their best, regardless of what you think somebody else should be doing. What they're doing in their head is the best that they can be doing. So in that, like when I look at it like that, it's like, come on.
But yeah, with the youth services and stuff, I know they want to tackle youth violence, but really, I think it boils down to you need to give people more opportunity, or not just more opportunity. You need to give them better opportunities, or opportunities that appeal to them. There's no point saying, "Oh yeah, we've just opened another 15,000 new jobs for English to Chinese translators, and this is us, and this is us trying to give you guys more opportunity." Like, obviously, it needs to be relevant to the people, and you need to understand like what the people like doing and what is appealing to them, and what they'd want to get involved in. Because right now, for a lot of these kids, the violence is appealing. It's not even just like not the violence per se, but that kind of lifestyle, kind of old lifestyle where you got your boys to back you and stuff like that.
Out here, we're making money non-stop.
And we're making money. This is our own peas. We're moving this. We're moving that. That life is appealing. And then you can floss out on Twitter or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever the hell.
Collect some honeys.
Yeah, that's what it is. So like maybe tap into what these people really want and give them some actual opportunities. It might be like, do you know what? Yeah, we might need to free this.
Start businesses, open studios.
Thing. That's what I'm saying.
Get
like,
I
do think stuff like music is a creative thing.
Look at how Drill's taken off in this.
I know. I respect drill. I like drill. Obviously, what I don't respect is when people come off the mic and they actually start drilling. But okay, cool enough. You've been chatting all that crud on the mic. Okay, cool. You come off the mic and you're doing it. Cool. But like, just in the sense that even people that were just trapping now getting involved in drill, that's X amount of hours. They're not on the street doing dumbness or whatever. Fair enough, it still happens. Cool. Yeah. But I'm saying, when they were trying to like slam drill for all this, I think it's probably done more good than harm. Because think about it, I reckon the people that are really about this life they're gonna do it anyway. Yeah. Whether there was drill there or not, they were gonna. Do you know what I'm saying? They were gonna get involved in that.
Most of them are not even drill artists. The people who read about it, they're not drill artists.
They're not even drill. You know what I'm saying? They're on the street. The people that are really about it, they're not on mic. Obviously, you get a few mad people that actually they'll do that just to keep up with the clout. Yeah. But the people that, like you said, the people that are actually madders out here, the people that you're really afraid of, they ain't here dropping drill tunes and stuff like this, and they're too busy being out here doing this. But yeah, those people, like, there needs to be a different avenue kind of for them to get involved in. I don't know whether it's sport or business or drama. I don't know those opportunities exist already, but like they're not necessarily readily available to a lot of people. They're out there somewhere. And it's one of the ones where it's like, you got the internet, you figure it out. But I don't know. Maybe they just need to think more about it. There's peas, there's money, there's people that are prepared to do this job in it and offer these opportunities. So I don't understand why that's not happening.
I hear what you're saying, innit? But I think it's deeper than that. I think the whole issue, the whole youth violence thing, you can't. I think it's something that needs to be stopped from a young age. Like, we look at it like, it's 14-year-olds and 13-year-olds getting involved doing this. I think it starts way beyond that. Like, I feel like your life, like your path has already been decided from the age of
earlier.
6,
Yeah.
7,
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you see your parents struggling and you're thinking, what can I do to make their life easier? What can I do, to help pay? There's some kids that think like that, and there's some kids that are like, no, I like that car. I want a car now. So yeah, I'm gonna jump on the roads. Then the elders give them this. And they're doing jobs for the elders. They're hanging around these guys who've got all this wealth, all these chains, all the drugs, all the money, the cars, and it's like, and you just that's when you grow up around it. It's just that's normal. This is normal now. We look at it like, it's a madness. To them, this is what it is, isn't it? This is I'm trying to make my good money. So
But again,
I feel like
I'd bring it back to that point, that money point, because really, like you said, these kids are like they're kind of grown into it, kind of thing, and a lot of the time they're very impressionable by people that are older than them, that are in this kind of life, and they're doing it, and obviously they look at some kids sometimes and they're like, okay, like he can be this kind of person, he can be this kind of person, and start molding them into who they want them to be and what they want them to do, kind of thing. But
you say
again,
molding, that's grooming.
that's basically, it's basically grooming. But yeah, it happens all the time, and I think that's a consequence of obviously it's a business. They're investing in these kids in whatever way, like time or giving them money and this that, and they want them to do something, and they'll get a return on that because there's money there. And I think really it like even these people that want to like manipulate and use people, they need to be offered better opportunities. I think everyone needs to be offered better opportunities because there's a better alternative like in almost every situation. Obviously some people are just finished, and I've learned to accept that, but like I think in 90% of circumstances there's an opportunity that you can offer somebody that could drastically change their perception of what they're thinking or what they want to do for the better. And I do think there's opportunities. And don't get me wrong, some people need to do road. Like, let me just put out there, actually need obviously. Like I don't want all my lines to go cold. I need to hold at someone eventually and be like, yo.
Listen, a lot of people use drugs. If there's no kids on the roads, who's gonna supply the drugs?
He's gonna be my runner, bro.
That's a fair point. People will say, you're stupid for saying that. Nah, it's a fair point.
Listen,
people out here, they don't even know their sons, their daughters. You go to university, what do you think they're doing? They're burning it down. They enter the club, they're on Molly. Like, what do you think they're doing, really and truly?
For real.
It's an economy, man. Supply and demand. That's really what it is.
It is. Also, I hear that some people need to do road, and you man that are doing road. That's what I'm saying. There needs to be a balance. Right now, when there's like all this violence overflowing and stuff, there's an imbalance.
Yeah, doing road. I hear what you're saying. Doing road shouldn't look more attractive than working a 9 to 5, or you know what I'm saying.
That's what. That's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. Basically,
if you can fix that, we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, we're going in the right direction, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's move a little bit quicker. A little bit more quickly, sorry. SMP. Oh, okay, no. Quickly cover. I said that's Scotland. We didn't cover that. Brexit.
Brexit Party is basically it's an echo of the Conservatives.
Yeah, it's an echo of the Conservatives. Yep. The Green. That's very similar to the Dems in the sense of decriminalising drug use, restore youth services to combat knife crime. The party proposes fewer custodial sentences, less custodial sentences for minor offences. So that's essentially an echo of the Lib Dems.
Yeah.
Regarding it. So yeah, we can. Okay, let's move on. What's the next one? Economy and tax. Okay, this is the important one. This is your money.
This is your peas, nigga.
Peas. Conservatives raise the national insurance threshold to 9,500 next year, with the ultimate ambition of increasing to 12,500. Okay. Triple lock on personal taxation. No increase in rates of income and tax, national insurance or VAT. Fund day-to-day spending through taxation while increasing borrowing to invest thoroughly thoughtfully, and responsibly in infrastructure. Any comments on that?
It's all cap.
Okay, Labour. The party pledges to create a £400 billion national transformation fund to invest in infrastructure and low carbon energy. I likes. The railways, broadband infrastructure, postal services, energy utilities, and water to be put in public ownership, paid for by issuing government bonds. I like. Free full fiber broadband would be available for all by 2030. This is the UK in an embarrassing laggard. Wait,
yeah.
the UK. Sorry, the UK is an embarrassing laggard on the world stage. And yes, I do. I sort of like that one. I mean, really and truly, broadband's broadband. Then I don't mind paying £20 a month for it, but
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, yeah, it's not that deep. I could pay £20 a month for the broadband. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand there might be people that just not got access to the internet in nearly 2020. You know, big 2020.
yeah. I do appreciate the whole the railways. That's me. That's what I like. The fact that he's trying to.
I think the ambition is
public.
there. Whether I mean, look, I'm gonna be skeptical and I'm gonna be
go on.
really realistic. With the way our even construction industry and just everything works, it's doubtful that we'll be able to really make the impact that they want. But they're saying the P's is there. Obviously, that's gonna boost up national debt to whatever level. But basically, he's saying a lot of that is gonna be paid by the top 5%, which is not me. I'm a fair percent down that chain. So listen, I'm not bothered. Obviously, I can understand the people that are making peas. They're like, oh shit, this guy's gonna fuck us up. But listen, really, with those man, even I think the deep thing is, it's a mentality. I think it's a psychological thing because to them they're like, I'm gonna lose so much. But realistically, if that change were to happen right now, they might not even notice until someone actually told them. So the accountant came back and said, "Oh, yo, by the way, you're down this much." They wouldn't even notice. Yeah. Like it's that deep. Whereas some other people, if you text them more, listen, they'll notice on the second. They'll notice the very second, bro.
Mate,
some people just drop to the ground, bro. Like my account's been touched.
That's one less holiday every 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Some people can barely afford to go on holiday. You know.
Fam, for real.
That's just one less holiday anyway.
I mean, obviously we knew that Labour was going to take very much, liberal for the people approach to national spending. Conservatives are like, we'll cut taxes. Well, okay, cool, yeah.
The Lib Dems argued that stopping Brexit would mean a £50 billion Remain bonus. Is it only them
the Remain bonus?
Is it only them who said that? Because I've not heard that. Like, I've not really heard that one too often.
I think I think there's just fucking diplomatic talk again, man. Like, because I think what it is we must. I think they're comparing it to the withdrawal deal and what we'd have to pay for the divorce bill.
Oh, right, okay.
Compared to what we'd put in, so that's the Remain bonus.
Nonsense.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Oh yeah, but basically we wouldn't have to pay this much for a divorce deal.
We save 50
but we
billion.
save 50 billion by staying in the EU for 1 year.
Yeah. Just a year.
It's just that 1 year, yeah.
Okay. Misleading anyway. Increase day-to-day spending by £62.9 billion and infrastructure investment by £130 billion. That's very interesting. Target a current budget surplus to restrict public borrowing. Okay. A 1p rise in income tax, raise corporation and capital gains tax, scrap marriage allowance. I'm not married, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't really know what marriage allowance is.
A 1p rise in income tax. I'm not really that vexed about that, to be honest. Raise corporation and capital gains tax. So if you want to start a business, it's going to be longer for you. That's all I see there.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess we're still.
It's kind of like a midpoint. It's like a blend of between the Conservative and Labour. Not really a blend between them, but it's a midpoint. And let me say between them.
Okay. Yeah. So they're all about this. Let's stop Brexit and use the money to to help the people.
Okay, which is fair enough. Like again, like I said, they take it with a pinch of salt. They put anything on these manifestos to get your vote.
Well,
Like
we're
that's
gonna-
all parties included, bro.
Yeah, that's really how it goes. We can just assume that the Brexit Party are sort of going to mirror the Conservatives, and the Green Party are sort of going to mirror. Well, the Green Party are green, So
wait. Raise 200 billion by scrapping HS2.
who said that?
The
Oh.
Brexit Party.
But how much has already been spent on that? How much
HS2.
on HS2? How much money has already been spent?
It's about 80 billion.
And they're saying that they're going to raise 200 billion by scrapping it.
I don't
80
get
billion
that.
gone down the drain. So people have already lined their pockets of money, and it's gonna say we're gonna cancel this thing.
Yep. Yeah, don't know how that's gonna work, but okay.
Sorry, but no. Listen, if you're telling me 80 billion has already been paid, we're going through with it.
That's the problem we're in now, innit?
Yeah.
It's like we've started all of this, so we might as well.
No, it's got to go through. I don't care how much it costs. It's going through. It has to go through. Because 80 billion has already been spent on it.
Fam, the people who come up with these ideas, like, sometimes they just need to go back and get like a retrospective slap. Like that should be a thing, man.
They should have. You know what? I hear what you're saying. It should actually be a thing.
Like, because some people make some dumbass decisions. Yeah.
Who are the people that come up? Like, is it possible for us to find out who actually came up with the idea of?
That's what I'm saying. Is there any accountability to that level where it's like, okay,
Because I mean, somebody like that, like if we know who he is and we see them on the street, surely we should be able to like laugh at them or point at him.
I thought you were gonna say surely be able to like tuck them in or something.
No, nothing that serious. But I mean, just like how people that pull out their phones and just recording guys. Yeah, this is the guy that signed off HS2 and said it was going to cost 50 billion. We've already spent 80 billion. We're looking to spend another 150 billion, whatever. This guy checked us. This is the guy. His name is this and that. We should be able to find out. It should be in public domain who came up, signed it off.
That's
Costed it.
true. I hear that.
You hear what I'm saying?
But more time that person, something's gonna happen to them, bro. They're just gonna
Listen,
disappear, bro.
That was his idea. Sometimes you just have to take the
Just
consequences.
gets kidnapped, bro.
That's what it is, man. You thought it was cool to come up with that idea. Listen.
Bro, they don't need a whole witness protection program for
Action
that.
and consequence. Action and consequence. Anyway, yeah, that's Brexit. The Green Party, yeah, if you're into green stuff. Let's quickly look at the Green Party. Raise corporation tax, so that's a Lib Dem thing, by 5%. Universal basic income of £87 a week for adults and £178 for pensioners, replacing the current income tax threshold. Replacing council tax and business rates with a land value tax. Carbon taxes to accelerate phase out of fossil fuels and raise revenue for cutting emissions. I hear where they're going, innit? And okay, cool.
Do you know what? That's a point that they've just come on. I find it not fine. Well, yeah, no, it's a bit sad how that hasn't really been. I mean, climate change is like a proper big deal, and it's not like one of those things that's. It's been a big deal for a long time, but now, I mean, it's been happening for a while, but now it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, and even now, people are not really. It's not really taking the forefront of a lot. Like people are saying, "Oh yeah, we'll do something about it. Like we'll tax people so that they feel less inclined to do that." But there's no real like plan, and you could be doing all of this Brexit thing, all of this, cutting taxes or rebuilding the country, and then in the next like 30, 50 years, like it's on a runaway track to just catastrophe. They're just fucking, I don't know, tsunami slapping up all the country, like flooding everywhere, all this kind of stuff, and I don't know. I'd hate for all of this to happen, innit? And then climate change, which is the big elephant in the room for about a couple decades, is the thing that fucks it up.
I hear what you're saying.
And we're here talking about let's get Brexit done. But anyway, yeah, cool.
Okay, let's move on to education. Okay, conservative. Increase spending on schools to level up funding to £5,000 a pupil.
Again, cap.
But school, I mean, who's paying for that? They're not paying for that.
It's cap. They're not. I don't know how you can cut and then increase spending. But anyway, cool. We move.
Back school heads and teachers on discipline, including by supporting the use of exclusions. I mean, don't people get people get
Back
excluded. I'm
school
sure.
heads and teachers on discipline, including by supporting the use of exclusions.
But exclusions is that's what they do already. I thought they were gonna talk about like beating children.
Yeah, might as well, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, exclusions they already do that. That's
That's what I'm saying.
Expand alternative provisions schools for children who have been excluded. Oh my days. Raise teachers' starting salaries to £30,000 and a new £1 billion childcare fund.
Okay. Again, I'll take what I can with a pinch of salt there, as I will with everything.
Yeah. Labour, scrap tuition fees.
I mean, you weren't getting your money back anyway, so.
So yeah, that one I'm not even on the. I don't care.
I think let's be realistic. Scrap. I don't mind having them back to the levels they were before, which was realistic and actually made me think. Okay, this is something I'm paying for. Let me take value in it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's not monumental debt that I cannot pay back.
Yeah.
Like what it was before. Like 3K. I could dig that. Cool. 9 plus. Nah, myth. And I pay taxes already. So basically, as I'm working, I need to pay tax and then pay my tuition.
But this is what I was saying. You have to use that tuition fee or that tuition loan that you took. That's a tax. Look at that as a tax.
It should be tax. Yeah, it should just be a tax.
Look at it like that. When you see the money come out there, that's extra tax. I pay extra tax because I went to university. That's essentially what it is. That's essentially what they've done to you.
Yeah.
You're paying extra tax because you went to university. But yeah, if they're trying to scrap... Yeah, personally, scrap tuition fees. Listen, I've been shaked, so I don't care. Scrap it, don't scrap it. It doesn't bother me. I'm still paying, you know what I'm saying? I'm still paying the money that I paid, that I took out when I was going to university. Free schools and academies to be brought back under control of local authorities. I don't really know enough about free schools and academies to...
Yeah, I don't know.
To make a suggestion on that.
I didn't even know they were lost. The local authorities lost control over them. But
there's a lot. Have you know about Harris? There's this Harris Academy thing where there's I think it's a company called Harris, and they run a lot of schools in London.
Obviously,
like Chobham Academy. There's a couple schools in like
Bermondsey,
Peckham, Tottenham, but they have schools everywhere. They're like I reckon they're like a massive company that runs all these academies. And I feel like what he's trying to do, or what the Labour Party is trying to do, is trying to bring the power, give the power back to local authorities.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I didn't even know that was the case.
Yeah, wherever I go in London, I see Harris, Chobham Academy, or Harris. There's a school in Bermondsey. There's Peckham. There's one in Peckham. There's wherever I go in London, I just see Harris. So it's like, okay, someone's really seriously cashing in on this education thing.
Fam, anyway. People are looking at all sectors like, yo, how can I make peas here? How can I make peas here? No matter how inhumane or...
We're making money. This is what the conservatives have done. They've allowed rich people to capitalize even further financially. But anyway, yeah. Up to 6 years free adult learning and training. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's being used, yeah, that's...
They're trying to say you're all stupid. You're dumbass.
We all, at the end of the day, we all are, man.
Yeah, everyone could use some more education, man, including all of us. So, okay, cool. That's progressive.
Closed tax loopholes for private schools. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
The party says 2 to 4 year olds will get 30 hours of free nursery care a week. I like that because parents need to go to work. So
okay.
Paid maternity leave for 12 months. 12 months?
12 months?
What? Is that coming out of tax? That's coming out of the tax money. That's coming out of tax, isn't it? So what they're saying is, if you have babies, it will pay you money.
Wouldn't be their firm to pay them?
What's that?
Wouldn't their firm pay them the maternity leave? But then I guess that might just come full circle in tax. So then tax will be like, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
For 12 months though, so what happens? Because you can get pregnant twice in 12 months, and that's you can go full term. I'm just saying. So what happens if you get pregnant again? So
I guess you just collect the peas, isn't it? It sounds like it's trying to reward people for having babies.
No, that's fair. I think definitely people need the right to have maternity leave. Like, 12 months is a long time, you know.
Yeah, maternity leave is important.
12 months is a long time. That's 12 months after you had the baby. I hear that, but
Fathers need to bond with their children.
that,
Regardless of what people
yeah,
say,
I think the whole paternity leave that needs to be rethought because there's a whole work-life balance thing that needs to be like sorted out. But 12 months is a long time.
It is a
you know.
long time.
It's a long time, and I'm just thinking there will be people finessing that.
Wait.
If I was a woman, I'd finesse that.
I mean,
12 months, then get pregnant again, and then go back to work for maybe half a year.
It's not paternity leave. Fuck.
No,
it's not paternity. It's maternity.
It's
leave.
maternity.
Oh my
if I was a woman, I'd finesse that.
I just leaved it, bro. Oh man, that's bad. Oh my days. Anyway,
That's what I'm saying. Look, have
people
the
gonna finesse
baby.
that.
12 months maternity leave. By the next 3 months, pregnant again. By the time my maternity leave finishes, I'm in labour again.
Exactly.
At least run me back my 12 months again.
Oh my word! You can finesse the system. This is like when they're giving out free flats to the young girls who are getting pregnant and having their kids. It's the same shit, bro.
I'd finesse that.
Yeah, people are going to finesse it. This is what Labour does. Labour sets it out so the country can be finessed. Anyway, they're promising to get rid of Ofsted, and high stakes tested will be warmly welcomed by schools. And high stakes testing will be warmly welcomed by schools, while scrapping tuition fees is guaranteed to be popular with students. Yeah, I mean, getting rid of Ofsted.
It kind of puts the pressure off schools to
Perform.
So
that kind of reduces the quality of schools.
That might reduce the quality of schools, exactly, because people don't feel they need to do this.
There's no pressure.
There's no pressure. When there's no pressure, people get really relaxed.
Yeah.
People get really relaxed. So you're gonna be there like.
I mean, I'm done with school and that, but you know, one day I'm gonna have kids and they're gonna need to go to school.
I just imagine all the classrooms are just like fucking. I'm gonna dash his name in there, yeah, but fucking
God.
Everyone's just looking at me, but do you remember man like my habit? He'd just be sitting in class. And you just turn off his hearing aid and be like, oh, fuck this.
he's cocking out.
And then he's cocking out. And the class is just chaos, bro. It's just chaos.
Everyone's throwing books, throwing chairs. And he's just there sleeping.
And you know what? Yeah, I remember there was one time I was just like, there's no way that he can't hear this, like, because it's actually mad. The amount of sound, like you said, there's chairs, tables being like thrown and moved about, and I must have been like, what's going on? And then I realized like there must have been a red beep in his hair, so either it ran out of battery or he turned it off. Either way, he was conked. He wasn't teaching nobody. He wasn't teaching nobody.
And this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna occur more often.
Imagine if Ofsted walked into that class at that time. But yeah, exactly. No more pressure. That doesn't need to happen anymore, man. I'm not saying it will.
I mean, there's a good side to it and a bad side to it, but it's like,
yeah.
In the long term, is it really going to benefit the quality of your child's education? If you think about it. Anyway, let's move on to the Lib Dems. The party wants to reinstate maintenance grants for the UK's poorest students. Extend free childcare to start at 9 months. Extend free childcare to start at 9 months for working parents, and age 2 for all.
Okay.
Replace SATs. Okay. Reverse cuts to school funding. Raise teachers' starting salaries to 30k, just like the Tories.
Yeah.
Introduce £10,000 skills wallet for people to spend on retraining. 10,000 what?
10,000 skills. Oh, so is that on teachers?
I don't know. I feel like it's just people in general.
Oh, for people. Oh no, there's people to spend on retraining. Okay.
So what? So if you want to become like a lawyer, they're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's
yeah.
Right.
That's jokes. They couldn't say anything about the scrapping tuition fees. No one. They said it the first time, innit?
Oh.
Yeah. We won't raise them. We won't raise them.
Yeah, they had to keep their mouth shut on that one.
And a couple of weeks later, oh shit, yeah. Don't watch that. Yeah, they couldn't say anything on that. They were like, oh, fuck.
That's hilarious. Brexit Party. The Brexit Party wants to axe all interest on student loans. I do like that. Okay. Scrap the target of 50% of young people in higher education. Okay, this is something I want to talk about because...
Wait, huh?
So you know how there's a target? We're trying to get 50% of young people in higher education at university,
Okay.
at sixth form university. I mean, that's so. What you're saying there is you want 50% of people to have degrees, at least 50% of people to have degrees and go into fields. But really and truly, 50% of the economy is not based on degrees, is it not? I'm sure like most of it is apprenticeships and most of it is people coming out of.
No, that's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So in that, it makes sense for them to scrap that target because for you to send everybody to university, at least 50% of people to university, it makes degrees less valuable. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's true.
Because the work you do at university is long. It's you know what I'm saying. They put it some of the projects they put you through, like you're stressing yourself, and then for you to come out and then apply for jobs in that field, and then they tell you, nah, there's no jobs here for you, and then before you know it, you're working in Starbucks. When you have your, I don't know, you have your history degree or whatever, you're working in Starbucks and you're just doing. I think it's a lot of unnecessary pressure on people. I feel like if people were encouraged to not go to university and maybe do.
I'll take that Brexit party. Yeah. That's a bit progressive. If they're looking at it in that way, it's more like scrap the target at 50%, and also there needs to be some sort of like a reform in people's personal development, whether that be in an apprenticeship or going to higher education.
Obviously, they haven't said it, but I'm just assuming that's what they're trying to say.
It's not. It might not be the other way around. Where it's like, actually, no, fuck it. You guys don't even need to go to school at all. It's like, hey, did it. Just did the whole thing. Says, okay, expand parental choice and continue the system of academies and free schools. Okay. Abolish the apprenticeship levy and improve tax incentives for employees for employers who take on apprentices. Okay, so maybe actually that he said that is the direction they're going into.
Yeah. But then I'm a bit twisted in that one because at the end of the day, all the people that are going to get their apprenticeships at the companies are the people. Nepotism is a real thing. Let's remember that nepotism, regardless of what people say, it's illegal, it's immoral, it's this and that. Nah, this is how the world is run. It's run on nepotism. So, of all the people applying to do an apprenticeship at this place, they're going to give it to the son of the CEO or the nephew of the CEO.
Well,
you know what I'm saying. So, in that sense, people that were born in,
it ain't about what you do; it's about who you know.
It's about who you know, man. So I guess they're trying to. There's talking like, oh look, I'm trying to support everybody. At the same time, it's like we need to keep the system going the same way it's going. You know what I'm saying? Like the rich people need to remain rich, and everyone else needs to remain where they are.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much.
I sort of see that. But anyway, yeah. I mean, forgetting all that, I do appreciate that 50% of people don't need to go to at least 50% of people don't need to be in higher education. But yeah, the Green Party, the party proposes to abolish tuition fees and write off student debt. It has pledged to spend an extra $4 billion a year on schools with class sizes to be reduced to 20 in the long term. That's a good idea if you can do it.
If you can do it, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It wants to remove charitable status from private schools and charge VAT on school fees. Oh, okay. The Greens propose free childcare for 35 hours a week. Okay. I like it, I mean, like I say, I'm not a parent. I'm not a student anymore. I don't have kids. Like, I don't go to school anymore. But it sounds alright. It sounds like people will support it. And I feel like Brighton's a Green Party area, Green Party city. Brighton, and they really like the Green Party has a stronghold there. So maybe they're looking to spread the influence and get a bit more.
But yeah, they're the only ones who say they would also write off student debt. Yeah, so everyone else, you still have to pay your existing student debt.
Yeah.
Labour, they say they're just going to scrap tuition fees. Nothing about a retrospective scrap.
No.
The Brexit Party wants to axe all interest on student loans. Obviously, nothing about the actual loan. The Green Party wants to abolish the tuition fees and write off student debt. And obviously, Liberal Democrats kept their damn mouth shut.
Oh, they had to.
Oh, they had to. So, excuse my language. Actually, no, fuck it. Weird.
Environment. Let's topic environment.
Environment. This is what I want to talk about. What you guys saying for the environment? Apart from the same thing.
Conservatives. Make homes more energy efficient with 9.2 £9.2 billion spent on insulation and similar measures for schools and hospitals.
And you know what? I don't know why, but I feel like you need to like read this in a Boris Johnson voice.
Go on.
All right. Offshore wind is to reach 40 gigawatts of capacity by 2030, 800 million for the carbon capture and storage, and 500 million to help energy-intensive industries reduce carbon. Protect seas with 500 million Blue Planet Fund. Ban the exports of plastic waste to developing countries. Really, I didn't even know that was that was a fucking thing.
Oh, is that what the concerns are? That's cap, man. Come on. Protecting developing countries. That's cap. No way. They're not interested in that, are they?
That's what I'm thinking.
Does that even make sense? Anyway. Oh, wow. Okay, I mean, offshore wind. They're trying to increase infrastructure for offshore wind. Is that good? You're an engineer, are you?
Yeah.
Is that a good idea? It sounds like a good idea to me.
Offshore wind is very good. Offshore wind is very good. The only thing is it's expensive to build and get the energy back. But like,
oh, right, okay.
It's free, and eventually there's obviously bare offshore wind farms in the North Sea currently.
Yeah. How's it doing? Is it really collecting good energy?
Yeah, there's bears.
Oh, okay.
Wind is probably our highest renewable energy resource.
Okay. As long as if it's expensive to build and it's not too expensive to maintain, I support it.
Yeah, no, I think it's just one of those things you just got to get done, and once you got it done,
yeah,
like it's just that's free energy. Like obviously, the only thing you need to do is turn some off and turn some on when it's too windy or whatever to regulate power. But
yeah.
Apart from that, it's free.
Yeah,
that's free. That's free peas. That's free energy.
That's it.
The more you can do with that, then that's great. But the only thing is, there's nothing. 800 million for carbon capture and storage, and 500 million to help energy-intensive industries. I don't think that 800 million is going to do fucking shit for carbon capture and storage, if I'm going to be honest. Remember that HS2's cost us 88 billion and we've got fuck all. So that 800 million, I don't think is going to do shit.
It's true. That's nothing, really. That isn't much. They're going to give money to scientists.
Exactly. Someone's going to be lined up with a couple nice contracts and that's it. You ain't going to hear about it again.
Yep. Typical conservative stuff. Well, even though they have said offshore wind farms and protecting the seas of 500 million. 500, that's not a lot of money, you know. You're right. When you think about it, £500 million on Blue Planet Fund.
It's not.
They're not serious. They're not really serious about it.
It's not. Tottenham Stadium costs more. Just remember that. Tottenham Stadium costs more, and you're trying to say Tottenham can invest more in their stadium than we can in carbon capture for the whole nation. Fuck off.
Oh, this again another. I mean, they try and make it sound nice, but if you compare it with other figures, you just know they're not that serious about these issues.
Exactly. You can tell they're not really that serious about it.
Anyway, moving on to Labour. The party wants to launch a Green New Deal to achieve the majority of the UK's emissions reductions by 2030. It pledges 1 million green jobs in the energy sector.
I mean, that first point is way too ambitious. I'm going to have to play devil's advocate.
Oh, no, okay, let's go back to that.
That's way too ambitious. What, 2030 to achieve the majority of the... Wait, okay, no, that's a very vague point. To achieve the majority of the UK's emissions reductions by 2030.
I mean, I guess if you do it with an iron fist, it can work.
I don't know what this Green New Deal is.
I'm not. The Green Industrial Revolution.
Is it really green and is it really new, or is it these things that we should have been doing time ago?
It's probably the things that we should have been doing before and people were taking seriously, but now are taking seriously. And yeah, they want to start now. I mean, you can't start yesterday, you have to start now, innit? So I guess that's what they're trying to do.
It should be the Green Deal of shit we should have got done 10 years ago. Then I would have been like, okay, now these guys took some real shit. Like, these guys know where we stand and they know what we need to do. But okay, cool. I'll take that.
Yeah, it pledges 1 million green jobs in the energy sector. 1 million green jobs. What's a green job? In the energy sector.
Any job that's green, innit?
And through nationwide home refurbishments. Okay, fair enough. A Clean Air Act to improve pollution levels, including a vehicle scrapping scheme. Okay, I like that.
Okay, yeah.
An
yeah.
additional 5.6 billion for flood defenses. See, look at that. 5.6 for flood defenses. These man, if you put all the money that Boris has pledged for carbon capture, energy intensive industries to reduce carbon and to protect the seas, that 5.6 billion is still more than double.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I mean.
So just remember, like the Conservatives on the environment, they're saying all these things. Oh, fancy! Oh, protect the seas, blue planet fund, yada da 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 da, carbon capture. They don't care. Look at the money they put behind it.
Exactly, they don't care.
They don't. They really. It's not a priority to them.
500 million. That's nothing. That's 500 million. That's 2.5 Neymars, bruv. Like anyone can. Okay, not anyone can get that, but you know what I'm saying. That's not that much
For this country. 2.5 Neymars is nothing.
2.5 Neymars. How much could 2.5 Neymars do for your country?
Boy,
make it a half Neymar stretch.
oh my word.
Okay, cool.
What's this? Producers to pay for the waste they create. Damn.
Producers to pay for the waste they create. Okay.
Cool.
I mean, I think that's good because it kind of forces people to think differently. You know, like with people doing that whole, with restaurants, the waste, they like lower the prices. In some cases, they just give it away for free.
Yeah.
You need to be doing stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know, you find ways to repurpose the shit that you're not using anymore.
Exactly. I hate waste. There's nothing I hate more than waste.
It's not enough for you to be like, we're dashing it in the bin.
Yeah.
It don't make any sense.
Yeah. There's people hungry. There's literally people sleeping on the street.
And more time, if you actually think about it, you could probably make money off that. And I know that makes people's eyes like, oh shit, yeah, money. Yeah. Like, think about it, but just people there just not even bothered, man. Like, there's money to be made.
Let's just that shit.
Yeah, let's just that shit. But if you thought about it, you could do good for the environment and make money. But anyway, listen, if I talk.
The Lib Dems plan to invest in renewable power so it generates at least 80% of the UK electricity by 2030. I'm no expert, but to me that sounds crazy ambitious.
I mean, yes, it's possible. Like,
possible,
theoretically, yes.
Okay.
Whether that's actually gonna happen by 2030, I mean, yes. If someone gets a kick up the ass and shit gets done, and
iron fist.
With an iron fist, like really, I don't know how much wind can like sort us out, but I'd say at least wind could take about half of that 80%, like 40% could be done by wind, and the rest, like if solar panels get more efficient, like I think really they should just put a thing where it's like any type of roof, any new building has to have a solar panel.
Oh yeah.
You just have to. Like, why are you not having a solar panel?
Tesla, they're building tiles.
Yeah,
with solar power.
There's a few people doing that now.
Yeah.
Just getting that in there.
That's a very good idea, I think. Yeah, that's very useful.
It is. But I think the life of them is a bit questionable. Not questionable, but like realistically, I reckon there's just going to be so many of them that are just misused or not replaced and just left there, and it's just going to be one of those ones where it's not maintained really.
Oh
really
yeah,
well.
I mean, because when you have a system like that, you do need to spend money on maintenance.
On maintaining it, and once you obviously for big corporations and stuff, or people that have the money, then calm. But for everyone else, listen, there's people ain't even replacing their front door, man. What do you think? They're gonna replace their roof?
I guess when we have we've got people to come and collect bins, we should have people to come and sort of once in a while come and check the solar panels on the house. I don't know.
Yeah, I think once I don't know, they need to get more efficient. Once people start driving fucking electric cars or stuff like that, there needs to be a proper like electric revolution. But there's bare things that need to happen beforehand. You need to once you make clean electricity, then you can talk about electric revolution. But before then, it's long.
Yeah. Oh wow, it has pledged to plant at least 60 million trees a year. Okay, that's pretty good. Ensure all new cars are electric by 2030 in an attempt to tackle air pollution.
Okay,
that's not bad. Insulate all homes across the country by 2030.
Cap. Straight cap. Straight cap. I'm not even gonna entertain that.
Oh
I'm not
man.
even gonna entertain that.
Set a 70% target for waste recycling. I don't know enough for recycling to say whether it's cap or not, but you know,
Apparently, we export our waste
yeah.
to get recycled. Oh yeah, no, yeah. To be fair, Boris Johnson wants to ban the export of plastic waste to developing countries.
Provide what he says. Provide 4.5 billion towards the restoration of bus routes. Okay, I want to comment on this as well. I feel like, with regards to reducing emissions and things like that, I feel like public transport is a very good way to help achieve the targets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And instead of having traffic every morning on major roads in the city, it's like, okay, if we get everyone on, if we improve the services,
improve customer satisfaction, get people to want to use public transport rather than drive their car.
Yeah, I mean, a packed train isn't an issue when the train is coming regularly. You know what I'm saying? When everyone knows, okay, cool, we're going to have a chance to get on the train within this 10-minute period, like we're gonna get on a train. As long as people understand that they're gonna get from one place to the other in time, I don't think they have too much of an issue getting onto a cramped train. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're on a rush, you're rushing to work.
Yeah. It's really like, obviously people are gonna be upset and they ain't got to see have to share personal space, but it's when not gonna really be disgruntled until the train just don't run.
Yeah. Cancellation.
No one's moving.
You see train coming in 5 minutes. Next thing you know, train cancelled.
Also, them ones there where you're like, you tap in your Oyster and you're probably on your phone and you bump into someone in 2 steps. You're like, what's going on? You look, and there's a whole queue from the Oyster card reader to the platform. Then there's a problem. There's a problem.
Lucky for me, I've never witnessed that. That just sounds like madness.
Listen, there's been some madnesses, and obviously there've been times where just. I remember they used to lock off stations for overcrowding. Just like, there's too many people here. Lock off the station, bro. Yeah. Lock it off.
Oxford Circus. They used to do it to Oxford Circus station. Oh my word.
Listen, it's long, and I think obviously improve people's satisfaction there, because all they're doing, you're charging people more and more each year to take the same trains that are shit and are getting worse and more overcrowded.
Yep.
Like, it's like, okay, so I'm paying more for a worse experience. So obviously they're gonna feel people that if they got the money, they're like, fuck all these TFL niggas, man. I ain't shit, man. Like, I'm gonna drive around like I don't even need to do X, Y, Z.
Exactly. I don't need this bus hustle. This train hustle. I don't need none of this. And okay, do you know what? 4.5 billion towards restoration of bus routes. The bus is the supporting act to the train. The train is the main act in this.
Because obviously train carries people. Carries people.
The buses are supporting act, and the buses are pretty useful as well. So if they were to say, okay, cool, we're going to provide, there's going to be more buses on the road. So instead of waiting every 15 minutes for a bus, you wait every 10. Instead of waiting every 10 minutes for a bus, you wait every 7 minutes. It's going to make the whole thing more attractive to people. Understand? Yeah. So.
Exactly.
It will help. I think it will help them reach the targets that they want to reach. So I like the direction they're going in.
Yeah, and I think
with regards to being a bit more green, I like it.
I think even stuff like there's bare ways you can make it more green, man. Like I even had an idea for an electric bike. Do you know what? If someone can make this work, fucking do it, because I'm not going to be bothered enough. But like, say for example, you had a business model for an electric bike, right?
Yeah.
And instead of, like, do you know, when it's got a battery in it, basically, yeah. So when you ride, it charges the battery.
Yeah.
And then obviously when you dock it, the battery, that power just goes to the grid or something, and it charges people's phones or something.
Oh, yeah.
But then because obviously you've been riding that bike and you charge the battery, they don't charge you for the bike. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you ride the bike for free.
Yeah.
And then they sell off the electricity to the distribution company, and then you can make peace. You can even slap an ad on the side of the bike because it's electric.
Yeah,
you can have that Wi-Fi so you can change the ads and all this kind of stuff. Listen, someone make it happen.
It doesn't sound that difficult to make happen, really.
I mean, the only thing is the technology and the price.
Yeah.
But once you get over those 2 hurdles, you get me. Yeah, sort it out, son.
I like that idea. To be honest, that's a good idea.
Yeah, if someone's hearing this, you're an entrepreneur, I couldn't be asked to make a GoFundMe, but if you want to go do that, do the thing. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up, though.
You're giving this idea to somebody. Listen, all you need to do is come up with a business plan. Somebody's going to throw money at you. Somebody's willing to throw money at you for this. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, consider that.
I watch this space then.
Brexit party. plant millions of trees to capture CO2 and promote a global initiative at the UN. UK to recycle its own waste. New law to prevent waste being exported to be burned, buried, or dumped at sea. Okay, not bad. Green, borrow 100 billion a year for the next decade to invest in infrastructure, cutting emissions to a net zero economy by
Wait. Borrow 100 billion a year for the next decade. Whoa. Sorry, because the way you just skipped over that point, yeah, I was like, yeah, 100 billion a year for the next decade. Then I was like, wait, hold on.
That's
100 billion a year. No,
that's £1 trillion.
Let's now compare that back to the Conservatives' 800 million.
Oh
wait.
So now you see who's about it.
No, I'm saying now you see who's about it.
That's fantastic.
What?
Wow.
100 billion a year, fam. That's after what's that? $1 trillion.
That's $1 trillion. After 10 years, that's $1 trillion.
Yes.
They're looking to invest £1 trillion on cutting emissions.
Ooh.
These people are seriously about it.
But honestly, that's what I'm saying. Like when they talk about doing this by 2030, I'm like, okay, it's possible, but it's gonna take a lot of effort. Like you said,
they're iron fist. About the environment, they're iron fist. They're no BS with the Green Party. And to be honest, the Green Initiative has become one of the things I look at and I feel like, okay, this is very important in my life. This is something that affects me. This is something that I actually care about it. I don't, I recycle as much as I can. I try to not waste electricity. I don't drive. I use public transport. For me, it is very vital. So I'm not necessarily looking to vote for the Green Party, but anywhere where the Green Party has a stronghold, I wouldn't mind living in the area like that. You know what I'm saying? Just to see how it's in operation. Because, like you say, of all the parties, they are the most serious about
the environment. Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, if you're an environmental person, you're gonna vote for the Green Party. Like regardless of what everyone else is saying, that's who you're voting for. Anyway, what other topics are there for people to look at? Foreign policy and defense.
Well, obviously, we have to touch on health. With the NHS memes.
Housing, immigration. Which one do you want to look at first?
We'll pick up the pace. We'll go through them, but
okay, cool.
I don't mind.
Okay, let's go to foreign policy then. All right, Conservatives. I guess we know what we're gonna do, but anyway, continue to exceed NATO's target of 2% of GDP on defense, and increase. First of all, why does NATO have a target for countries to spend money on defense?
They say that it's so everyone's patterned up in case shit goes bad. But really, they're running most of the arms trade anyway. So they're getting
that's a lot, 2% of GDP to buy guns and rocket
to buy guns from America.
Hell, man. Scumbags, and increase the budget by at least 0.5% above inflation throughout the
Why do we need to exceed 2%? Like you said, 2% of GDP is already a lot.
Yeah.
Why do we need to continue to exceed the target? What is that doing?
My word. The Tories plan to maintain the pledge to spend 0.7% of GDP on international aid. I have no comment on that, to be honest. I don't know.
0.7% of GDP to international
sounds
aid.
like a lot. And from what I hear,
sounds like a lot. But
from what I hear, international aid doesn't even go to the people that need it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
exactly.
They're lining pockets of friends. Maintain the Trident nuclear deterrent.
Not too clued in on that, but if what it says on the tin is that Trident are doing some shit nuclearly to deter other people from doing the same thing, it basically sounds like we need to get our nuke game up.
Introduce legislation to tackle vexatious. Is that did I pronounce it correctly?
I guess so. Yeah.
Vexatious legal claims against war veterans. Whoa.
So. Wait, people are adding these war veterans and they're like, yo, we can't have that.
Fair enough. I mean, again, I don't really have an opinion.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't have any war veteran ops that I'm trying to act. So that point is null and void to me. There's probably some old senior citizen there reading this like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck, they're trying to get me.
A War Powers Act to prevent prime ministers bypassing Parliament. Oh wow, okay. Audit of impact of Britain's colonial legacy. Oh wow.
Wow,
Audit
damn.
of impact of Britain's colonial legacy. So what? They're gonna sit down one day and say, okay, look,
So this is what happened.
yeah,
This is what we
we had
fucked up.
India, we had Hong Kong, we had Ghana, we did have Nigeria.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of
Bears.
countries. A lot of these countries are
Bears.
shagged. Are we gonna share the piece of them? Is that what I'm reading?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I swear there was one of the British Virgin Islands that they were going to lose control over recently, and there was a bit of a huss up about that. I don't even know, but like there's still a lot under the British Empire.
Okay,
Like,
so yeah, okay. So
it's actually mad.
okay.
Like even Australia still recognize Australia,
yeah.
Canada as well recognize the Queen as
the monarch.
yeah.
Interesting. Judge led inquiry into alleged complicity in rendition and torture. Okay. All right, fair enough.
Okay.
Commit to spending at least 2% of GDP on defense.
Okay, as per NATO.
Yep. Commit to aid budget of at least 0.7% of gross national income. So that's very similar. That's basically what the Conservatives said.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they said gross national income and versus GDP. Gross, I'm no economist, so the difference between them is a bit hazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, 0.7% of some sort of income from somewhere. Cool.
Okay, I mean, I guess the one that packed the most punch would probably be the War Powers Act to prevent prime ministers bypassing parliament.
That's a very personal dig. Boris Johnson. Yeah, no, fuck you, man. We ain't doing that again.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. I guess, especially when it's wartime, you don't want somebody like Boris being able to push the button.
Yeah, because he'll just do the most.
You really don't want
do
that.
the most.
Let's look at the Liberals. The party says it will commit to spending 2% of gross domestic product on defense, as per NATO. It pledges to maintain spending equal to 0.7% of GDP on international aid, just like the rest of them. Improve control of arms exports, including a policy of presumption of denial to countries that warrant the most severe concerns over human rights. Oh, what? So is that like a dig at Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, sounds like it.
We're not going to give the
Presumption of denial. Like, if you look dodgy, then yeah, nah.
Yeah. So I guess Saudi Arabia are going to have problems buying arms from the UK if them are in power. Yeah, I guess it's it is what it is. Brexit Party. The Brexit Party. Oh, they've got only two bullet points. Okay. The Brexit Party has pledged to withdraw from the European Defence Union, which would mean the UK would no longer adhere to EU Defence Procurement Directive. Commitment to spend 2% of gross domestic product on defence as an absolute minimum. Okay.
Absolute minimum.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Green Party pledges to help other countries combat the growing climate emergency. Wow. They're really about it. A commitment to increase overseas aid to increase it from 0.7%. Replace the Ministry of Defence with a Ministry for Security and Peace. These ones are really hippies.
Yeah, man. Like I hear that. Like obviously peace and tranquility, but like not everyone plays that game, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd argue most people don't play that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Most people don't play that game.
Scrap the Trident nuclear deterrent program as well as government support for arms exports.
Okay, so basically now that kind of confirms that the Trident nuclear deterrent program is basically build more nukes to stop other people from building nukes. All right, cool. Very Trump-esque on the Conservatives' foreign policy, but okay, cool.
Okay, it's got health now. NHS. Okay, Conservatives. Additional 34 billion for the NHS annually by the end of Parliament. A pledge to create 40 new hospitals over the next decade, including 6 upgrades by 2025. 50,000 nurses, 19,000 of whom will be retained staff. 1 billion extra for social care each year. Cross-party consensus on the future. Abolish hospital car park charges for some patients. The thing I would say about the whole creating 40 new hospitals is the last time they did that, they essentially put the country in debt to build the hospitals.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's essentially what happened, and I feel like they're going to do it again because they're not. I mean, taxes are not going up, so where's the money coming from to create these hospitals?
It's true. It's true. You're putting cuts. Yeah. So that's
And then furthermore, didn't Jeremy Corbyn said that he's got a document to show that the Conservatives are trying to sell the NHS.
pretty much. It was a document on, I think, like one of the transcripts between the trade talks between the Conservatives and the Trump administration.
Oh,
And he was like, yeah, basically, I don't know, man, but we tapped a wire in one of these guys, and we know you guys been talking about the NHS. I don't even know how we got the transcript here, but Boris is there probably just like, fuck.
Who's snitching?
Who's snitch, bro? Who's snitch?
Oh man. Okay, that's an interesting commitment from the Conservatives. The Labour Party has pledged to increase spending on NHS by 4.3% a year, end privatisation of the health service, a milkshake tax on high sugar products, no fast food restaurants near schools, free. Oh no, what that means? No chicken and chips.
No chicken and chips, bro.
Oh, so
Yeah.
hey, boss man's in trouble.
Boss man is in trouble. It's true.
Bruv, that means that every single boss man is probably gonna vote for the Conservatives. Wow.
Oh,
Just like that,
shit.
they alienated the boss man.
It's true, you know.
Oh no.
You lost the boss man vote, man. You've lost the
no.
boss man vote.
That's a shake. Anyway, free annual NHS dental checkups, a national care service to tackle the social care crisis with a lifetime cap of £100,000 on personal care costs. Boss. For me, the thing that stands out is definitely the boss man. Boss man will be
No
vexed.
fast food restaurants near schools. Yeah, bruv, that's peak.
You're playing with people's money there, you know.
That's peak. Yeah, man. A couple guys are gonna be upset. That whole chicken and chips economy is gonna. Yeah, man, it's gonna be peak.
Boy. Okay. Oh, I guess if you're brave enough to say it.
Yeah, that reminds me of what's that guy's name again? That fucked up school lunches.
Oh, Jamie Oliver.
Jamie Oliver, bruv. Yeah, man. I say that to anybody. I'm like, that's the guy that fucked up school lunches. Like, oh fuck. Yeah, Jamie Oliver. Yeah, that cunt.
That guy. I reckon he's probably behind this whole milkshake tax.
Fam, he took away the ice cream van. He took away the hot dogs. He took away the pizzas, the burgers. He took away joy from school dinners. Like after that, then I was like, do you know what? There's rice at home. There's rice at home. I don't need to be doing this. I don't need to be doing this.
It's true.
We'll just wait until after school and then, like you said, hit a boss man. But you know what I'm saying? If boss man is gone, yeah, these kids are gonna really need to get to know there's rice at home. You know, it's a beautiful thing when you finally realize.
The Lib Dems have promised to provide a £7 billion cash injection for the NHS and social care, raised by putting 1p on income tax. Oh, so that's what the 1p on income tax is for the NHS.
Raised by putting 1p on income tax. So for 1p, you can raise 7 billion.
Apparently.
Who would have fucking known?
I didn't know that's how numbers worked. But okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
There will also be £10 million capital investment in NHS hospital buildings, equipment, and ambulances. The party plans to develop a health and care tax, tying funding to one collective budget and shown on payslips. Oh, so they're gonna tax us for all of that stuff.
Okay.
I mean, cool, but yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, I wouldn't want to be taxed before I see the changes. You know what I'm saying? And that sounds like what they're proposing. Like, yeah, we're gonna take the money from you. And later on, you're gonna see the improvements. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'd only say that if that in some way reduces your income tax, because they're saying they're going to split it into something else that's shown on your payslip.
Oh.
And then maybe the bit of income tax that was going, or the bit on VAT or whatever the hell it was that was going on health care is now split into this new bracket, and then you can actually see with a bit more transparency like how much your commitment is to that. Then okay, cool, great. If it's just another tax, then I mean, I'm not quite buying it, but
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, starting from the 1p paying for £7 billion, Yeah, I don't really know where they're getting these numbers. I don't know who's behind the maths for the Lib Dems. It's looking a little bit iffy to me.
Man, who crunched these numbers, man?
I like the idea of the capital investment fund, that £10 billion, but yeah. Again, if it's costed, cool, whatever. If it's not costed.
But then again, remember, this is health, right? This is a very impactful social topic. So obviously you have to come through with the big numbers here.
Oh, yeah.
You have to. Even though you know it's shit.
Yeah.
You know you're chatting shit. You're like, yeah, man, obviously 200 billion a week for the NHS. We're going to come through. Like, you have to slap these numbers. People are, oh, shit.
Yep.
Like you said, oh, these people are really about it. These people are really about it. So really, with all this health stuff, and I've seen the state of the NHS, like, it's been going down. So
I'm not gonna lie, I've not. The last time I used a GP, I swore I'm never going back.
fam, it's mad. It's mad now, man.
Condition right now.
Like waiting lists or waiting queues are just like you're putting in an appointment now. The guy said, "Oh yeah, are you free next month?" And you're like, "What?" You're like, "Wait, huh?" Next month? Listen, yeah, I'll be calm next month. But what do you mean about next month?
I mean, I guess we do need a change. So that £10 billion will be useful in this whole system.
And obviously, yeah, with the beds thing as well. There's that thing today about there was like a kid with leukemia that had to sleep on the floor of a hospital because there wasn't any beds.
He had to sleep on the floor of a hospital.
Yeah, man, and obviously there's someone there to take a photo, and like obviously
there's always someone.
There's always someone there. Do you know, that's one thing I've deep in life, man. There's always someone there to take a photo, no matter how dire the situation.
If you take an L, a public L, don't even feel bad because regardless of if you want it to happen or not, someone was taking the picture.
So someone's already taking a photo.
Yeah. That's the society we live in now.
But yeah, it's true. So this kid's obviously sleeping on the floor. Someone snaps the photo, but like it's bad, man. It's bad.
I feel like it's old people taking up all the hospital beds. Like, why can't we just let the old people stay at home and then help the service fund?
That's what it needs to be.
People going to visit them. You know, like doctors going to them and
social care
them.
for the elderly. There needs to be a boost because there needs to be more care homes.
Yeah,
for them because obviously, like you said, they're staying in hospital because there's nowhere to send them. You need to discharge them somewhere. You can't just leave them outside because they'll stay outside. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you got bare homeless people just outside, bare homeless elderly people outside. Then so obviously, it's not a good look.
Nah,
it's really not a good look. But
the rest of Europe is looking at us and laughing, man. Honestly,
they're looking at us and thinking, how like you guys have got the most money and you're still fucking it up. Like, to me, it doesn't make any sense. There's more than enough money. Like, there's more than enough money. Like, money's become such a joke, yeah, that I swear if everyone had the same amount of money, I swear everyone still be rich? Is that dumb? I think everyone would actually still be rich. Even though everyone will still have the same amount of money.
Yeah.
I think there's just that much surplus money in the world.
Yeah.
That everyone could be rich with the same amount of money. Like,
oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Like if like say for example, I don't know what the number is or something. If you normalized all the currencies and then distributed the wealth evenly across everyone, like I don't know, maybe people be on. Okay, there's like, bare people. There's
something I saw a number. I saw a silly statistic in America. Is something like the top 3% or something like that has more wealth than the bottom 50% of earners or some shit like that.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
If you just totaled up all the money earned and then you split it by the population, I feel like everybody would be decently off.
Everyone would be decently off compared to like compared to like how I don't know real money terms or normal living wages and stuff. I think people would be like, oh shit, like there was more than enough money going around.
Think about Mark Zuckerberg. I read is worth. Is it 70 billion or something like that?
Fam, it pisses me off when people come into that because, you know, you're worth 70 billion, but never in your life, or maybe your mind can't even possibly even count. You probably never had to count to 10,000.
It's true.
You've never. Even if I had to tell you 10,000, you couldn't visualize 10,000. The only way you can visualize 10,000 is like on a checkbook or something like that. You can't like numbers after that point mean nothing to you. So once you're sorted, and you're still going there, you're copping your couple dollars McDonald's or whatever. Even if you're like, no, fuck it, let me be mad rich and mad fancy, and let me cop a $200 or £200 lunch. That's still nothing. compared to like what you're on,
Yeah.
and what like the money you have. So like I think, like obviously I say things like 1 million, but it's only because there's like you could burn through 1 million. I'd say like even though if you
Depending
do
depending on where you live, it's
depending
really
on where
easy.
depending on where you live, like obviously it's bad, but like because of how dumb expensive things are, like I'd normally be like, oh, you can't burn away 1 million. What the hell? And then there's the car that's worth 870k. You can buy that, and then a holiday, and then you're like, oh shit.
In this city, in London, you can burn it. You can go for 1 million, no problem, no problem. It will be so easy to go for £1 million.
It's actually yeah. If you really wanted to, you could go for 1 million quite quickly. But I like when it gets to like billions and stuff, like you don't need that much. I mean, it's rich. It's rich coming from me because obviously I don't have 1 billion. But I also think if I was a billionaire, maybe again it's because the mindset I have now. That I'm like, yeah, 1 billion. Like what the hell? Like, I'm even looking. Even if I was on like 100k, I'd be like, yo, listen, like I'll be making it work. But people on 100k are like, yo, fuck this.
That's it. Right. That's the human sickness. You earn more money, you spend more money.
You spend more money. Exactly.
That's just what happens. But then again, you look at people like Warren Buffett. This guy donated half of his wealth. This guy was worth for 80 something billion. Was it? This was about 10 years ago or so.
Oh yeah.
He donated half his wealth to charities.
Oh, to charity. Yeah.
Half his money it was probably more than half his wealth to charities because he knew that he didn't really need the money. Even him, it's not really about the money. It's just about winning. It's just about the victories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then you got guys like Bill Gates who's got his foundation, and then he's using his money to try and eradicate malaria from Africa.
Oh, fair enough.
Things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there are like when you do have so much money, it's like okay, there's nothing really else for me to do but help other people.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You know
Because you could keep chasing that bigger check, but you're never gonna win. And then I think eventually you just deep it. Like okay, cool. Like the numbers can go up to infinity.
Yeah.
But like I can't just spend my whole life chasing this.
Exactly.
So I might as well just do something
Just
about
start using it. And it's sad that it takes people so long to realize that, but it's good that they do realize it in the end because I mean.
But I think it's all relative, isn't it? It's all relative. If there was someone that was making more peas than them, they wouldn't think like that.
Okay, no, that's true. It's because they're at the top.
It's because they're at the top, innit? They're looking at like, do you know what? There's no one else to beat. All right, cool, fair enough.
Yeah.
If there was someone else to beat, they'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm trying to make more money than
That
him.
Forbes list, I feel like it's more impactful than we give it credit. Like people, they want that number one spot.
They want it. They want
that
it.
number one spot. At least one issue in like 2006, 2007. Give me one issue. Number one, I'm good. I'll start giving my money to charity.
Yeah, for real. After that,
that's the race,
bruv. All right, so wait, where were we?
Oh yeah, sorry, Brexit Party. We just been done with the Liberal Democrats. Brexit Party. The Brexit Party pledges to increase the number of medical staff in the National Health Service and cut waste, introducing 24-hour GP surgeries, discussing the ring-fencing NHS budget and tax revenues. No privatisation and returning failed initiatives to public ownership. It wants to remove the need for nurses and midwives to have a degree. Okay. Was that always a thing where nurses and midwives needed a degree? I don't think it was.
I didn't know that.
Because a lot of them now do need degrees, but I feel like there was a time where they didn't need degrees.
I thought there was a time, but okay.
I mean, I guess yes.
Anyway, cap.
It's cap. Oh man, the Green Party. The Greens pledged to provide an extra $6 billion a year NHS funding, $1 billion a year training nurses, and $4.5 billion increase for social care in patients' homes. I like that because I guess that's going to help the bed situation. The party is against the encroachment of private medicine on the National Health Service and will roll back provisions for private suppliers. Nice.
Okay.
Mental health services will be put on par with that of physical health. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty interesting. That's not too bad.
But again, as I would have suspected with the Green Party, progressive.
Yeah.
They're really progressive party, but they just don't have the support. Which, okay, fair enough. But I mean, bruv, when you're throwing numbers like 100 billion a year, yeah.
People don't even want to think about it.
People are like, Ross. What a Ross. Fam. Wow, that's a lot of money. 100 billion a year is a lot of money.
What's next? What do you have next? We have housing. Wait, housing.
Housing
Yeah, we got housing.
crisis.
Okay, conservatives. Encourage the long-term fixed-rate mortgage market to slash the cost of deposits. Bring in a better deal for renters.
No. I feel like I need to. You need. As soon as I saw the word deal,
I was gonna talk about that, but I was gonna finish. But okay, now go on.
I just want. I need to say it in his voice because.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh yeah. Go.
I just even start again. All right, cool. So conservatives on housing, yeah. Encourages the long-term fixed-rate mortgage market to slash the cost of deposits. Bring in a better deal for renters, axing no-fault evictions, and requiring one lifetime deposit that moves with the tenant. Rough sleeping by the end of rough sleeping by the end of Parliament, partly paid for with the 3% stamp duty surcharge on foreign buyers. Okay, cap. But, but the reason I say that is just because of how austerity and rough sleeping has progressed under the Tory government.
Yeah.
So really,
why would they go back on themselves like that?
Yeah, end rough sleeping by the end of Parliament. That just sounds like a wavy, wish-washy kind of. Yeah, okay. And bring in a better deal for renters, axing no-fault evictions, and requiring one lifetime deposit that moves with the tenant. Okay. I mean, it's making it, I guess, harder for people to get booted out, but doesn't. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
It sounds alright to me.
Sounds alright, but when they say axing a no-fault eviction, like obviously, that's you know.
So if somebody wants to do something with their house, like for example, like they've got somebody renting their house, and maybe they want to move into the house now. What do they do about that?
Oh, scene. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Okay. Let's see what everyone else is saying.
Yeah, Labour. The party has pledged £75 billion for a social housing programme, creating 1 million homes in a decade.
1 million homes. Okay, see, now I know that's cap. The reason is because we're targeting 150,000 a year new homes, and we're not even hitting anywhere close to that. So 100 million in a decade is cap, man.
Okay. National levy on second homes used as holiday homes to ease homelessness. Okay. Cap private rent rises at inflation levels, strip landlords of some powers and to evict tenants, and spend $1 billion a year so welfare claimants can rent in pricier areas.
Wait, cap private rent rises at inflation levels, strip landlords of some powers to evict tenants, and spend 100 billion a year on welfare claimants. Okay.
My issue is I feel like if you are a welfare claimant, you shouldn't be living in a pricey area.
You shouldn't. No, you really shouldn't. So it's more detriment to you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, what?
It's more detriment to you. You're giving people that don't have the money or don't know how to spend the money, and just making it harder for them. Like realistically, there's an element of. Look, I get everyone needs to have the same playing field, but there's also lanes and people need to stay in the
lane. Exactly. It's not by force.
It's not by force.
It's really not by force. Yeah, cap with the... I can see the cap with the 1 million homes in a decade. But we keep moving. The Lib Dems build at least 100,000 homes a year for social rent. Is that achievable?
Build at least 100,000 homes a year for social rent. For social rent, I don't know, because 150,000 was just overall, private and social.
So you said we're not even close to hitting that.
Yeah, no. So 100,000 homes a year for social rent. Where you getting the money, huh? Honey, where you getting the money? Where you getting not even just the money, where you getting the land?
Yeah, for real.
Because like for private, they can splash the peas and get this, and they can have these sweet deals where it's like, okay, we're gonna build on top of this station, or we're gonna build on top of this Tesco, or this, that. But like social is a bit different, you know what I'm saying? So where you gonna get the land
and the money to pay for that land?
Exactly, the money to pay for that land, boy. Anyway, next point.
Give control of right to buy to councils. Okay. Introduce rent-to-own options on social housing, allowing tenants to build stakes in their homes. Okay. Launch government-backed tenancy deposit. Wait. Can we go back to introduce rent-to-own options on social housing, allowing tenants to build stakes in their homes. So if you're renting from the council,
You can start buying the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Launch government-backed tenancy deposit loans for first-time renters under 30. And higher council tax and stamp duty on second home.
Which is fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
If you got a second home.
If you got the money for a second home.
If you got the money for a second home.
You got the money for the tax.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's basically one less person that's living in that house because you've got it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
One less person, one less family. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense to me. Anyway, Brexit Party pledges to simplify planning rules for brownfields. What's a brownfield site?
I don't know, but it don't even sound nice, bro.
Just anyway. Make it easier for councils to borrow from central government to build houses. Speed up. I mean, that's very vague again. Speed up infrastructure grants to kickstart schemes.
Okay.
Introduce more flexibility on the size and type of homes being built in development and on the number of affordable properties.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny how they talk about speeding up infrastructure grants where we actually got a lot of those from the EU. It's just a bit rich coming from the Brexit Party. But hey, I mean, yeah.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Mr. Farage, you heard. The Green Party pledges to install tighter rent controls, place a ban on no-fault evictions, and allocate additional right. Wait, so why are the Conservatives trying to axe no-fault evictions? You think they're just going to replace it with something else? Because the Green Party, I understand why the Green Party is trying to do it. I understand why, I understand why the Green Party is trying to do it. But why are the Conservatives trying to do it? Are they trying to do it so that they can replace it with something else?
I don't know.
Or do you think they're really trying to end no-fault evictions? It doesn't sound like a Conservative thing to do. It sounds like they seem like the party that wants to put all the power in the hand of the landlord.
Yeah. They want to put all the power in the hands of the people that got the money.
Exactly. So, I mean, axing no-fault evictions. If they say that, they're probably going to replace it with something else. Something else is going to come in and shake you. But yeah, and then back to the Green Party. Let's not talk about Conservatives now. Allocate additional rights to people renting privately. Okay. It has proposed to end the sale of council houses. Okay, because the council house is the council house. Okay, I hear what you're saying. It says councils must also build 100,000 environmentally sustainable homes a year. Councils. What? Each council needs to build?
That's what I'm saying. Nah. It's cap. That's new era.
Whoa, okay. And finally we go to immigration.
What's this immigration saying?
It's a quick one. Okay, introduce a firmer and fairer Australian style.
Sorry.
My mistake.
Conservatives.
Let's do this.
On the behalf of Bojo Jojo himself. So on immigration, introduce a firmer and fairer Australian-style points-based immigration system. Ensure immigrants contribute to the NHS, paying for it before they can receive benefits. An NHS visa to fast-track entry for qualified doctors, nurses, and other health professionals from overseas, with an NHS job offer to those with good English. Wow, okay. Wow. With an NHS job offer to those with good English, and everyone else is peak.
I hear that though. Like, to be a doctor, you need to have a good grasp of the language. I don't want a doctor who can't speak English.
No. That's fair.
To be honest, I don't really want to. I don't mind people not speaking languages, but you can't be professional in a country and not speak the language. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine going to like Japan and fucking having Terry Tibbs driving a bus. Like, what mate? Everyone's speaking Japanese to him. He doesn't have a clue. You know what I was saying, I can't imagine that, bro. So it's like,
But yeah, no, I hear that. Definitely on paper, it's just I'm just gonna be scrutinize everything.
oh yeah, go on.
Is to those with good English. See, now when you say good English, I feel that that's very subjective.
Yeah, they can put their own.
Someone could be like, listen, the accent ain't there, man. That's not good English. That's not good English. Obviously, you ain't getting a job, see?
Oh no!
But like, that's my only worry. I don't think it's gonna get to. I mean,
Who determines that?
Who determines that? Are they gonna take a test? If they took a literacy test and stuff, then cool.
Oh yeah, I reckon that's what it will probably be.
Yeah, okay. To be fair, I don't know too much about the Australian style points-based immigration system, whatever
like
the hell
they won't allow you to move there unless you like have like a job, you can't just be a bum moving to Australia.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
I think Canada does the similar thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't just be any guy. You need to have like a job or some sort of income. You need to be coming to the country with an intention of getting
Making
a job.
yeah.
It's that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad.
So okay, so it seems like they kind of going back on a lot of their immigration policy, a lot of the stuff that they set out as well in the referendum, where they kind of almost demonized immigrants. Now they're like, actually, hold on, now we see you guys.
What? Okay, I hear what you're saying. What I think they're doing, they're assuming that Brexit's going to happen.
Actually, no, I take that back because actually wasn't. It was UKIP that was playing that card. It was UKIP.
Yeah.
Conservatives were telling you guys, don't fuck up.
Basically. And then also when code words like good English, essentially people overseas with good English are people who have been to good schools and people who essentially have more often than not have had like wealthy parents and had like, you know, a privileged upbringing.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like saying, okay, if you're from a rich background, yeah, come through. If you're broke and you only speak the language you only speak your native tongue, we're not trying to hear it.
Okay. Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
So it's like I feel like they're standing on their Brexit thing and saying, okay, cool, we're not letting anybody come to this country, but if you have money, or you have access to money, or you know, you have that kind of nice background that we're looking for, come through. And
Yeah,
I feel like that's just the conservatives' view on this whole thing. Like,
yeah.
Let's stop all the broke people coming in, and let's just like, if you're rich, come through.
If you're rich, come through, and then we make the peas off you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Labour. Free movement of people within the EU if the UK remains. If it opts to leave, immigration rights would be negotiable under a deal. Vague. Ends to indefinite detention centres. Okay. Improvement in the right to bring relatives to the UK. Ends to minimum income requirements. Changes to the work visa system. Okay.
I mean, look, I'm supportive of people bringing family over.
Yeah.
But, you know,
not everyone though. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Not the third cousins, and you know,
there has to be. Do you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know how
Yeah.
some people's wedding invitations gets, where everyone's there.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's there, and you can't obviously come through. I can't come back with half of Lagos and be like, yo, obviously, these men are fam. Like, it's not that can't work. That can't run. Like, I think they need to put a lid on. Don't get me wrong. Like, things like immigration and foreign policy are very important things that need to be done right. You don't need to be a prick about it, but at the same time, you need to do them correctly. You know, and I think the correct way is to have a kind of firm framework in place.
I think it needs to be firm. Like, you need to have.
It has to be firm. It has to be firm.
There needs to be like no room for misunderstanding.
Yeah, especially you need to take responsibility as a country that people don't know what's going on there, but from the outside looking in, it looks mad. So obviously they want to come, and I think you need to take responsibility and have a very fair system that's not, again, don't discriminate, but like it needs to be protective of people's security. Because you can't just because what happens when one man just brings the whole of everything, and like, I don't know, anything can happen. Do you know what I'm saying? And God forbid, a huge event or something like that happens, and then they trace it back and they're like, oh yeah, obviously my man brought his friend from this, that. Obviously everyone's gonna be like, oh shit, like, you know, why did this happen, this, that, and then everyone's pointing fingers and stuff. So it needs to be firm. I just question that. Like, and I'm one for, you know, globalization and everyone having the access to everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, you got to do it right, mate. Got to do it right. Got to let all the good guys in, try and filter out the bad guys. But it's not easy. It's not easy. But
Lib Dems continue freedom of movement with the European Union. Scrap the Conservative Party's hostile environment policy. Hostile environment policy.
Okay.
What is the hostile environment? Okay,
I don't know, but I don't know.
That's something that we need to do research on. Introduce a 28-day limit on immigration detention and close most detention centres. Okay. Plans to replace Tier 2 work visas for those offered a skilled job in the UK with a more flexible merit-based system. Okay. So, I mean, at the end of the day, most of these parties is like, okay, if you want to work, you want to come to this country and you've got a job and you've got a skill and you want to work, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Again, I think this is the very euphemistic, sugar-coated version of what their real policies are. Because obviously, in their manifestos, they have to write about it in a very suave way that people are like, okay, yeah, they're for the people, they're for the people. Well, obviously, behind the closed doors, they're like, okay, this is what we really mean. This is the small print here. Da. I don't think, obviously, Liberal Democrats are here to really like clamp down on immigration.
No. Like you said, like they said, free move, continue.
They want
free
they want people to move around. Okay, that's fair enough. I guess everyone's trying to move towards this. We'll take all the good immigrants, not the bad ones, kind of approach. So they're trying to, if you've got a skilled job or just points-based system or whatever, or in Labour's case, you just need to be related to the guy. Like, I don't even know how you're gonna. Bring relatives to the UK. Yeah. Anyone can say they're related.
Honestly,
mate. Like I told you, bro. I got into VIP in Fresh Island because I said I was Ovi's cousin. And they believed me.
Oh wow.
I was stunned. I was like, first of all, what if I was his cousin? What the fuck am I doing here? Second of all, why am I not in VIP? Why would I not have the VIP band already? He didn't ask any questions. He looked at me. He was like, okay, yeah, cool. I was like, rah. Well, that's it then. I thought it was even going to be like, yo, show me what's your name or anything like that. No, none of that.
It's that easy.
Fam, yeah.
I guess fortune favors the brave. That's it, bro.
In my head, I'm thinking he don't even watch Love Island. What the fuck?
Man.
But he was like, oh, yeah, cool. And it wasn't even like he looked at me funny. He was just like, yeah. I was like...
I guess...
What?
Some might say racism. Some might say... like...
That's what it is, man.
For man just look at you and say, say no more.
Say no more. Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Obviously, I don't, with the Labour's foreign policy, it's not going to be obviously like. Hopefully, it's not like that. It was like, oh yeah, I'm obviously my man's cousin. Like, yeah, say no more.
Oh, do you know how many cousins I'm bringing over, fam? I'm gonna make it so much pee, bro. I'm charging each cousin. When I say cousin, I've got speech marks.
Listen, every man is my cousin.
Everyone's my cousin, and I'm charging every man 10 bags.
You're gonna see people coming out of that car speaking all kinds of languages, bro. People that are speaking like Spanish, fucking German,
Arabic cousins.
Arabic. Like these guys all relate to you. Like yeah,
man.
All these different skin tones, everything. Oh shit!
Man. That would be too funny, bro. They ask you like, why? No. This is like they ask you like, why are there so many different? Why is there so many different skin tones? Like, listen, I don't know what to tell you. My dad was a hoe.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but you telling me this guy's your dad? Like, yeah. But you're black. He's white. Like, and also, he's not even a man. Like, oh, yeah, don't watch that. Don't watch that.
Yeah, Labour. We need a bit more information on that one, but yeah, I mean, I do like the
it's progressive, but it could get sticky.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be a sticky one still.
Brexit Party. Let's see what Nigel's got in store for us. Brexit Party proposes to reduce annual immigration, as always, immigration and also address wage stagnation by introducing a points-based system. A lot of people are trying to do this points-based thing.
What is this points-based system?
Is it what? Is it a case of if you're a bin man, you get less points than?
Bruv, I don't know, man. I've never really seen a points-based system.
I'm not very familiar with it, so I guess there's more research I need to do for myself. It says it says it wants to provide a humane welcome for genuine refugees. Oh, Brexit party, okay.
A humane welcome for genuine refugees. So it's like, okay, I don't care how desperate you were when you came here. I'm gonna decide how desperate you are now, basically.
Basically, yeah. It has pledged to launch a crackdown on illegal immigration and vows to stop human trafficking. If they can do that, because human trafficking is a real issue.
It's a real issue. Yeah, there was that thing with the lorry, the guy with the lorry. Yeah. That's mad.
And they all died. Anyway, Green Party has pledged to end the Conservative Party's hostile environment policy. Okay, I need to find out what that is.
People are at the Conservatives hostile environment policy.
Mm-hmm. Abandon minimum income rule for visas. What? So
you don't need to earn a minimum wage.
Bums can.
So you can come in and work for LBN and then be like, yeah, come. Well, I mean, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, of course. I use the word bums. Like, when I say bums, I don't mean like. I mean everyone.
Let's
me,
not take
me.
it to heart. Don't apologize, bro.
I'm not even apologizing because I view myself as a bum currently anyway as well. So it's like.
Yeah, nah, we can all be bums. Even when I use the word nigga, I don't apologize. We can all be niggas.
Yeah. Full workplace rights for migrants, including the right to work for asylum seekers. That term there, it irks me. I don't know why. Anyway, a Windrush Day, bank holiday, to recognize the contribution of people from the Caribbean. A Windrush Day, bank holiday, to recognize the contribution people from the Caribbean continue to make to British society. No, let me not start. Let me not start. No, I'm not gonna start this one. Not today.
Yeah, listen, you're gonna anger a lot of people, bro. A lot of people. But listen, I'll take a bank holiday.
Yeah,
I'll take a bank holiday.
Of course.
You might as well slap that in August as well. You can have a second carnival,
you
bro.
Know it?
I'd back that. Oh shit. Yeah, man, you're about to piss off bare Caribbean people.
I was about to piss off more than Caribbean people, bro. I'm not trying to listen. I like people, but I'm not trying to act whole groups like that.
Yeah, no, we'll be reaching for the whole community.
Nah, let me not, man. I've got loads of Caribbean friends.
I'm saying, we reach for individuals. We won't reach for the community.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, who do you think won?
Who do you think? What do you mean by won?
Like, who entices you? All the capping and all the nonsense that's been said. Where do you think you're gonna put your vote,
bruv?
I like Green Party.
I honestly, if Green Party had more support, and the only thing that 100 billion a year that cap needs to stop. That was just pure new era, fresh tag still on, sticker gleaming. That was straight cap. Like there's just no way you can just get that much money. Like
that was slightly fraff. I don't know what
that was. I said fraff. I ain't even heard that word in a minute.
I don't know.
But that's what it is, man. It's their manifesto, so they chat a load of shit.
Yeah, you got to entice people.
Just they chat a load of shit, and all the stuff that they're saying. Just introduce this and then do that and da 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 da.
But you know, Green Party, like for some people, we call them hippies, but they have real plans that they're trying to fulfill. Like,
yeah,
these things need to be done, and they're looking at it in a real iron fist sense of.
I think there needs to be a balance between the radical and realistic, and that's where you're gonna get the real change and the real growth. Because when you go too radical, there's gonna be too many people that don't like it and they won't support you. But you need to be just enough radical that people are like, okay, this is we can still support you, but this is a change kind of thing. Like when you take the step too far, everyone's like, oh shit, like that 100 billion is gonna stick with me. Yeah. 100 billion. What? If you told me 10 billion a year, cool. I'll be like, okay, that's progressive. Like, I can see where we're starting, but 100 billion.
Where are they getting that money from? Bro, that's a good question, you know. Like, who's going to give them 100 billion?
That's 100 Tottenham stadiums a year. Bro, bro. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. it'd be great if we had it, but stuff like that. So when obviously I read this, you have to take it with a pinch of salt because there's a lot of cap. There's a lot of caps flying around here, man.
Yeah. To be honest, the whole thing is a game. So
It is. This is where you win votes, man. This is where you tell people this is what you're gonna do, and then you spend the next 4 years of your term not doing that shit because everything else is like you're always just chasing the tail with politics.
Yeah.
Like you want to do this plan, and then all of a sudden, some terrorist comes through, and then that's what you need to focus on the next 2-3 weeks.
Yep.
You got to focus on this.
always your attention is always forced to change.
Exactly.
So yeah, you can't really deal with the issues that you said you're going to deal with anyway.
Like this whole Brexit thing is a prime example of that. No one could have done that. Even Boris is still on get Brexit done, man. I'm sure man's still living on October 31st, man, because that one hurt him, man. He's probably not left that.
He's burning. He's burning. I guarantee you, he's burning. He's burning from that. He's furious right now.
Oh man, he's funny though, man. He's actually funny. But in answer to your question, who's gonna win? I'm gonna say it this year. I think the Tories are gonna lose more seats than they had in the 2017 election.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's gonna be another hung parliament. What happens then is a question of if Labour get a coalition with the SNP. Also, very likely. I think everything can be played out up until the point where, well, okay, let's say the point where they get the second referendum on the EU and they put it back to the people. So let's just say for argument's sake that the Remain wins and then they remain in the EU. The next big unknown at that point is the Scottish independence and whether they leave or go.
Yeah.
And then that will dictate what the hell happens for the rest of the UK because everything will sort of have to rearrange and stuff because like I said with the whole green energy thing, most of our wind turbines in the North Sea, which is obviously in like Scotland, it's a matter of okay, do they keep that area or is that the UK area?
No, with the independence, that's what they want.
That's what they want. Yeah, exactly.
Listen, you guys, you have your everything south of the border. That's for you, but everything here belongs to us.
Yeah, because with all those wind farms there, they could probably power themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll reach their emissions target like that.
And this is the reason why I support Scotland because it's like, okay, cool. I mean, they can survive. They'll be all right. They'll be fine by themselves. It's us that's gonna feel it.
It's actually true, you know, because they've cracked. Yeah, once they crack the energy,
yeah,
they're so calm.
They're good.
So calm.
They're good to go. There will be no issues for them, honestly.
But the rest of us are at peak.
Yeah,
it's peak.
We'll be scrambling around trying to find new ways to plant wind farms. Because if Scotland goes, then we have this country hasn't met its targets.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
we're
saying?
falling severely behind.
Exactly.
Hey, that's peak.
It's a problem. So I mean, it's understandable why the government doesn't want allow Scotland to go because they've got oil reserves and they've got bits and pieces that are very, very useful. And yeah,
that's fair enough.
But nah, man, I'm supporting Scotland if they want to go.
They'll
be good. They'll be good by themselves, man.
I'm all for Scottish sovereignty. Like they need to. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know and recognize that for the UK as a whole, it won't be great. But hey, man, let them do their thing. You know, we're here saying we want to leave the EU for sovereignty, and then you know what I'm saying. Might as well let Scotland do the same thing.
Right now, we're just pulling them down. There's no need for this.
Yeah,
let them live their best life.
Yeah, but you know, we'll see what happens. I reckon it's pretty much going to be a hung parliament. If the Tories win, I would be actually genuinely surprised.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'd be genuinely surprised because no one can chat shit about our politics don't deliver for me because like you've done this to yourself. And then at which point I'm like, okay, like whatever happens now, I think obviously there's times where people become more focused and polarized on politics. You know, there might be a war going on or there might be some mad other thing going on, right? But I think now is the time where people are really concerned or interested in politics without there being an overarching mega issue like the Cold War or the World War going on. So people can actually what's going on and think, oh yeah, I'm doing this for my kids, I'm not, oh yeah, I'm doing this to fix this mad short-term problem.
Yeah, I hear that.
Which is going on. So now if the system fucks up, it's on you. You voted for this. Yep. If you're there saying I'm paying more for this, that, and then you voted for it, like you just need to take accountability for it. If you're now saying the funding is not coming to your community because this, that, you need to take accountability for it. And, you know, It's what it is, man. It's what it is.
See that, and what you just said there, that is kind of the reason why I don't really care who's in power. I mean, I have my preference. I'd like, I would, I'm not. I thought I would have a bit more support for the Conservatives, but I really don't. Labour are not too bad. I like the Green Party more than anybody else
Yeah.
because apart from environment, and health and housing, I'm not really bothered about anything else, to be honest with you. So yeah, for those reasons, I'm looking at the Green Party. But then again, like I say, it is really down to the individual to make the change in the
So
community.
who's getting your vote?
He's getting my vote. I'm not going to tell.
You're not gonna
I'm
tell.
not going to tell.
All right.
But what I will say is, I don't really. I thought I would have more. I thought I would like the Conservatives more than I do, and I really don't. Labour, I expected. I like Jeremy Corbyn. I expected what they've given to us. I expected from them. Lib Dems, I'm not a big fan of Joe Swinson, and
Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm
one of
not a
the
big fan
ones-
of the people in the Green Party, but their policies. Listen,
Their policies are really.
I can rock with it, innit?
They've got really good policy writers.
and that's all that's all I'm prepared to say.
All right, fair enough.
Yes.
I think with the Labour Party, it's one of them. Well, okay, let's start with the Tories. It's cap, but with the Labour Party, I feel that like they've started mad ambitious, too ambitious, and I think it's kind of a good and bad thing. Like, I guess it's a good thing because it's like, okay, shoot for the stars, land on the moon kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then it's also like, how much do you guys really know what's going on if you're coming through with these mad proposals?
Oh yeah.
Like, obviously, it will take something radical to make a change, like I said, but like, you got to tone it down for the people in the back, you know what I'm saying? Not everyone's trying to hear that that mad change, you know what I'm saying? You need to gradually, if you want to change things, you can't just come through and break the glass and be like, all right, we're going to install a new one kind of thing. I mean, you can, but you're going to upset a lot of people.
I think that's what it is. It's a sort of like, if you're not with us, F off.
Yeah,
If you're with us, yeah, come through. If you're not with us, go sit over there.
But this is the thing. There's a great pool of people that are voting, like, you know, from what is it, 16 to 65 plus or whatever the hell. Like, there's a lot of people you're gonna try and keep happy to get their votes.
Yeah, it's true.
So you know, being extreme right or extreme left isn't the most strategic way. But you know, like I said, their policies are in the right direction. I'm gonna be real and say, look, they can probably get my vote.
What's that, Labour?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because man, first of all, like Boris Johnson with a majority government, and then imagine a mad foreign incident breaks out, like a war or a proxy war. You know we're involved. We're involved, especially because it would most likely, if it doesn't involve us, it will most likely involve America, and if it does, we're involved.
He's Trump's boy. He's definitely.
He's slapped us there already. He
He's
signed the thing
he's
already.
jumping in. He's jumping in.
So then, if things do kick off, like, yeah, we're affected, and which I don't feel we need to do right now. Whereas if Corbyn was in power and something fucked up, he's gonna be like, do you know what? Yeah, why are we getting involved? Why are we getting involved?
This doesn't. This is not our fight.
This is not our fight. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with Boris, he'll be there. We'll stand shoulder to shoulder with our American buddies, and this, that. Listen, shut up, man. Anyway, the bias is real, innit? But we'll come to the end of the show. So
Yeah.
we've gone through the issues, we've gone through the scrutiny and everything. But yeah, this is what it is.
Yeah. We're entitled to come with our own opinions.
Lib Dems obviously can't trust a word they say ever since the tuition fees thing.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's not void. Brexit party is a fucking joke because like what are you doing after Brexit again? Green Party just need more support, but very similar to Labour in the sense of like mad, radical. I told you again, this 100 billion is not leaving me. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning. First thing I'm thinking, 100 billion a year? What?
Over 10 years, that's £1 trillion.
And then go wake up thinking 100 billion. Go to sleep thinking that's a trillion over 10 years. Like
Yeah.
that one's gonna stay with me for a while, man. Like I'll be doing the most random thing, taking a shit. Wait, did they say 100 billion? Just delivering
they
back
can-
shots. Wait, 100 billion? Like, wait, what?
If they can achieve it, listen, I'll be happy. I'll be very happy.
Yo, but that's peas though. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And you know, obviously, people use your vote wisely.
Oh yeah.
Vote, please. Don't just vote because your mom's voting this or your dad's voting this. Actually, vote because it's what you want to do.
Vote with your mind.
Vote with your mind, not with your heart, man. You can vote with your heart and do a fake vote, but then the thing about that, you'll feel different the next day. So I'm saying, vote with your mind because at least you can use your mind to think ahead. You can't use your heart to feel ahead. It don't make any sense.
Be proud of it's essentially what you just said. You want to be proud of the vote or the people you vote for. You know, you don't want to have a sort of I vote for this for the sake of that person, this person. Nah, man. I've done it. If you have a belief that this party can change can change the direction your life is going in, don't have any shame and vote for them. Just do what your heart, not your heart. Do what your
fuck brain, your heart, bro.
Your brain thinks is good.
Fuck your heart. For now, innit? Get it back before Christmas. Like, go Christmas Eve, pick up on the post office or where the fuck you want to do. Go back to your family. But like for now, for 12th of December, fuck your heart. Because listen, your heart's gonna change. Next year, your heart's gonna change. Next week, your heart's gonna change.
Tomorrow, your heart.
Tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Your heart's gonna change. Obviously, if your mind is changing that quickly, then you're mad naive or you're mad impressionable. Which I don't think the majority of you are, because obviously you're tuning into No Good News. You get me? You get me?
Oh, man.
All right, cool.
On that note,
we're going to leave you there to enjoy your evenings, your mornings, your afternoons, or whenever the hell you're listening, wherever the hell you're listening. It's no good. It's no good news. I don't even know how to properly end off. Like, we need to get a fucking send off, man.
Hey, man, check the Twitter. The Twitter is... What is the Twitter? This is what we need to do for the endings. No Good News Pod.
Yeah, get me.
The Instagram. No
good
news.
You get me.
And then check us out on YouTube. We've got the videos on YouTube, Spotify. Yeah, YouTube. Just type in No Good News Podcast. It will come up. Yeah, that's how to access us.
Anything else? No, I got some ideas for merch, but stay tuned on that. Listen, we're coming through.
We're coming soon. Listen,
2020 is gonna be a different one.
I can believe that. Listen, believe that.
Believe that. All right, cool. Well, we signing out.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much.